Trust live draft. Join me at your own risk. Saints are officially on the clock. Been a fun draft so far. A couple of crazy trades. And because it is 2025 and we are in the worst LSU sports timeline. Tiger bait. You say tiger bait? That's great.
No, don't pick that.
Jason, I cannot see you or hear you.
Working on it.
I can hear you now. Okay.
Oh, I'm getting it.
All right, Saints are on the clock now.
I know. It says the pick's in though.
Let's see what it's going to be. Dart's there.
I don't think you jump that far to get to dart.
I think they're going to because it's the Saints. I don't expect them to do the right thing.
That's fair.
Which one?
Chanting to the Raiders so early, man. That's the crazy thing for me.
I thought the wide receiver that the Carolina Panthers took, I thought that was really high.
Yeah, that is a surprise for sure.
Saying you're blocking my camera.
Oh, I am. Okay, let's see.
For some reason. I mean, who do you think they go here, honestly? Like, what's your gut telling you?
I think they go Jackson Dart. All right, I ask you to start your video.
There we go. What is going on? How's Jensen doing?
He's good. He's in the draft room right now with us too.
Nice.
My dining.
Oh, you're at the dining room table.
Yeah. It's still, I don't know why. I asked you to start your video.
It's not letting me.
That's
Don't know
crazy.
why. I want the guy. I think I want the guy from Georgia.
He's kind of a tweener for me.
Yeah.
But who knows? Let's give the people what they really want. LSU versus Tennessee this weekend.
Man, I'm so excited. You know what's crazy? It's been overshadowed because A&M's playing at Texas.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Jason, and copy the YouTube link and share it to your social. Try to get some people in here.
Will do. All right, what you think? Picks in.
A tackle. Very safe. Very interesting.
Very safe. That's somebody who can play. I'm
6'5", 315.
I'm okay with this.
I mean, they just valued build it inside out. They told you this at the beginning of the draft that they were going to. Kellen Moore said that. I think that's good to hear. I think that they're still not done in the first round if this is the pick too.
Yeah, that makes me think they're going to trade back in and try and get Dart late first.
Let's do this, Jason.
Let me leave and try and come back in.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Kelvin Banks Jr. Tackle from Texas, NFL.com says he will be a good starter within 2 years. Next Gen has him rated as an 82 out of 100. Production score 83, athleticism 78, total score 82. He is your overall, I want to say this 29th best prospect. But of course, when you're drafting for need, and the Saints desperately need an offensive tackle, got to think that this is more of a Trevor Penning. This is all you do now that you want to play. Can you beat him? You got to beat him, or you get moved to guard. 26 overall rate. Hey. Whoa. You pick all Saints. Please skip it. First team Associated Press All American. Let's see. See, we get Jason back. Hey, there
First
he
try.
is.
First try, man.
Yeah.
All right. You done some research while I was gone, or what? What you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a reach. Oh, thank you. Sorry, bringing some pop. Yeah. Thank you. Um, I mean, he's a first team All American offensive tackle. I don't see why this is a bad pick. Why anybody could say this is a bad pick. I don't see it.
You think
Anyway,
he's playing? You think he's going to play guard or tackle in this offense, though?
I think he's played tackle. I think the Trevor Penning experiment has run its course, as it
Yeah,
should.
see that. I mean, he's a
Trying,
big boy, man. He's like 6'4",
yeah,
320, 325.
yeah. Well, I mean, he only won every award that was there. He's the number 3 offensive tackle in this draft. The Saints need everything, and having a
Yeah.
bookend tackle play. I mean, Fuaga had a really good season at left tackle. He's not a guaranteed left tackle in the NFL. He could be a right tackle. I
Yeah.
think that this really just is a. I would if I had to have a plethora of starters at a position, it would definitely be offensive tackle. You know,
Yeah. Just somebody on the
can,
line, plug and play.
can he beat out Will Clapp? I don't know. I doubt that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll
Will
see.
Clapp is the greatest offensive lineman ever drafted by LSU, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely not Will
So
Campbell.
definitely a lock for multiple Ring of Honors, multiple teams. Over the entire season, he allowed 2 sacks and 12 pressures and committed 2 penalties. So a lot
I
more than the guy
How
that
many
drafted
two
got drafted.
penalties?
Yeah, that's a lot more than the guy that got drafted in front of him. Will.
That's that's pretty good. Now the Texas offensive line was better than the LSU offensive line as a whole, but I love the two penalties, man. I think that's the most important stat out of there.
Had a great game. Let's see here. 9 games this past season against D lines that were among the 25 highest graded. In those games, he had an 83.7 Pro Football Focus grade, an 85.6 pass blocking, and a 2.2% pressure rate. Um, there's just some people are just think he's the best O line in this draft.
So who was ahead of him? So you got Will Campbell, who was
Oh,
rated the second.
this place is showing him fourth overall in his position.
Yeah.
Um,
I was talking to
so
somebody at work today about how they thought Will Campbell was going to be a bust. And I don't think he's
oh
going to be
yeah,
a bust. I just don't know.
where do you work?
Huh?
What?
I work at Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. Little plug right
Oh,
there.
at 10949 Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Baton Rouge 70816.
Yeah, the main line to talk to any salesperson at all is 225-490-3124.
Okay,
Uh,
that's what I thought you were about to do.
Seriously?
It's a great plug. It's a great plug.
solid, dude.
You got to feed that baby in his hands.
We gotta we gotta milk as many opportunities as we can. Let's see
100%,
here.
man.
And he's got the arm length too. No, I'm just kidding. His wingspan's in the 82nd percentile. Let's see.
What did they say? Will Campbell's wingspan was short, a quarter inch or something like that, or his hands
And,
were a quarter inch too small to be
and
good.
he called out LSU and said LSU said the same thing when they drafted me. I've been having that conversation since I was 14 years old. He's such a freaking hilarious dude. I don't know if he's offensive tackle or if he's got 37 acres of land,
Farmland.
of like, yeah, 1,000 acres of land in North Louisiana or something with his
I
accent.
was, I mean, yet another LSU player picked by the New England Patriots. Oh, little man. Look at him. Oh, he gone.
He just had a little fuss. He's good.
Yeah.
All right. So now, one thing I do want to see. Um,
What was Texas's record this year?
I think they were 10-2, huh? They lost in the SEC title game for their second loss. So he didn't play against Georgia in the SEC title game. And when
He
he
did not.
played, he did not. He was out with an ankle sprain. Let's see.
Where's Matt and Mason tonight, man?
I don't know.
Need the
Matt's
Saints.
taking care of the kid right
Need the
now. I
Saints.
sent him a join.
I just put my kid down. That's why when you texted, I was rushing. I was like, oh god, had to read a book.
Let's see here. Yeah, I can't see. So Kuiper's got an article. Why is draft stocks falling? It's they were saying that some people's pick it could be within the top 10 to 13 picks. Some mocks have him in the low 20s. Mel Kiper had some inconsistent performances, got injured in later in the year. So I
Where
just don't
was he on the
understand the
Mel
rate.
Kiper big board?
I don't know. He just He said he didn't have the type of season you expect to be from a top 5 pick. We thought maybe he'd be in the mix to be the second or third pick. I don't know, man.
It's like it's kind of all over the place for him.
I mean, he finished as the #1 offensive tackle in the country for Pro Football Focus.
Pro Football Focus. So he's kind of
Yeah.
in between the 1 to 5 range. Do you think he would have been available later on if you trade back in?
No, the price would have been too high because I don't think this guy's getting out of the top 15 picks.
Yeah. Well, what do you try? What do you try and package to get back into the first now? Right? Because you and I kind of been talking about that all day.
Silly girl.
I think it really depends on where in the draft you're trading back into. I don't believe in the points thing. Just that gets blown up every year. Each draft position has a certain point value, and they'll try to explain it away and say each pick is worth a certain amount of points. So to get back into it logically, you should trade this many picks because it's just way more about the player that you're trying to get, in my opinion. And
Yeah.
then so if they're going to trade the back end, like let's say it's past pick 25, it's all about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the most likely last shot
For Jackson,
at,
because that's who you want, right?
yeah.
You want Jackson Dart?
Well, I want if the Saints had to get a quarterback and they had to get a quarterback, yes. Now, if you were in section, what section was I in for the Ole Miss game? I was right across from you.
Yeah,
What
you were
section was I?
101.
If you were in section 101 in the rafters before the Ole Miss game, and you heard somebody screaming out pregame and postgame about Jackson Dart, laughing that that's who we had to face, that was me. I knew going into that game that Jackson Dart was gonna screw it up and play poorly. And I was right. He also got absolutely abused and annihilated
Yeah.
and screwed over by his own receivers on the very first play.
Yep. Multiple plays. There
So
were 2 drops that game.
yeah, the very first play of the game.
Yep.
All
Oh,
right, now
oh.
goes
Little
Jordan
Matt Hill
Love.
action.
Get his thoughts. Matt should be feeling good about this pick too. I'm going to predict that Matt is okay with it.
I would hope so. He's a good offensive lineman that can help your team be good right now.
Hmm.
I mean, I went into today thinking anything could be better than Shador Sanders at 9.
Not Jalen Milroe.
Okay, maybe not anything.
Yo, can y'all
Matt,
hear me?
which
What's up,
NFL
Matty?
team? Which
What
NFL
up?
team you started to root for? The Saints drafted Jalen Milroe or Shador at 9, Matt? What team? What NFL team would you have pivoted to?
Wait, do what?
The Saints drafted Shador, Jalen Milroe. Which NFL team would you pivot to being a fan of? I'm so bummed out. That's my.
Wait, if the Saints picked, hold on. I'm doing a little bit of some multitasking. If the Saints did what?
They would have
They
drafted
picked
Shador.
Oh, if they
What
picked Shador?
fan of?
Oh yeah, I mean you still have to be a Saints fan. Just unfortunately a Saints fan.
It's the same way you're a Saints fan with Derek Carr right now.
This dude.
I do want to give some side notes updates on Derek Carr and get Matt's thoughts on this because I don't think Matt's heard this news yet. Because or you saw what I texted you, Matt, what David Carr said on the NFL Network.
Wait, hold on. Shit, I'm going. This motherfucking shit right here.
Can you be prepared? Can you be
That
prepared?
is who I thought we were going to get at 9.
Who?
Michael Williams.
All right, now do what? Huh?
I'm not all right. Did you hear about? Did you see the text that I sent you? What David Carr said about his brother Derek?
Oh, I think so. Let me see.
Because if you've seen it,
So that his
if
brother
you
and I
know,
have been working with Mickey Loomis and the Saints to figure out what's the best moving forward. Aware of the shoulder injury since the day it happened. Okay, and they believe that it was when he broke his wrist, so they knew of it the same day. He told him about the wrist and the shoulder.
The Panthers game.
Yeah, he didn't throw because of the injury, and when he started to throw, it was still there. Surgery and no surgery are both possibility. Well, how do we know that? Has he been seen by someone? Derek would prefer to
Uh,
rehab and play this season, but doesn't have any answer right now.
Dude, come on. So, let's spell this out, okay? Derek hurt his
Derek.
shoulder. We
So
either
has he
will
seen
take
someone about it?
practice.
Then that sounds like a definitive, like, hey, rehab and surgery are on the table. So it sounds like he's seen someone.
How do you not know what's going on with your shoulder?
Well, it
In the
sounds like he
offseason.
does. You have
In the
to have.
offseason.
No, if he knew that he hurt his shoulder, why did we not know during the season if it was going to be able to be rehabilitated correctly or not? Also, why are you restructuring him if you know
Yeah,
that his shoulder being shot might be an issue too?
yeah. If we knew that, how do you do that? Um, I mean, does that free up money if we were to cut him though, the way that we structured him?
You have to
Doubt it.
wait
Medical
until
exception?
for medical
Nah,
for he's not guaranteed if it's medical. I think you can cut him after what is it, July 15th or something like that.
it's a
I mean,
post June
you
first.
still take a
And
hit,
how
but it's
much?
not
Yeah, I was
30
about to say, and how
million.
much in dead money? I like O-line, but whatever.
Is there going to be a single trade this draft?
There was already the 5-2.
I want a live trade. I want to watch something be like, this is now being traded out. That's what I want.
Well, the Cowboys are picking, so it's about to get a little silly.
So
Cowboys select Shador Sanders. I'm just kidding. That'd be funny.
Mason Taylor, tight end, LSU.
Stop. Don't tell me that.
what do y'all think about
Tyler,
the
Tyler from Alabama.
the tackle?
That's it. I like it a lot. Did you look at his stuff yet?
I was that's what I was pulling up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
better
that's what I'm
season
looking
than
at.
he had.
His yeah, he looks really good. Like he's never from what I'm watching anyway. Like he's well, not never. Um, seldomly out of position. So he's got good feet, good hands
One
for
of
a
the
tackle.
things,
Penning's going to be leaving, so we have to pick up O
yeah,
line. So
one of the things Trey was telling, he only had 2 penalties all year. Gave up 2 sacks and 12 hurries. That was his stats this year. I can live with that.
12 hurries on 12 games, pretty much.
Probably.
So a hurry a
No, they
game.
played the playoffs too. No, they played playoffs too in the
Yeah, they
SEC
did.
championship. I think they
Yeah,
played
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
15 games.
he didn't play in the SEC championship game
He did. He did miss a couple
because
games.
of the
He
ankle.
played 15 games. 15 games last year. 935 snaps.
What
Gave
about his
up.
history? As far as
Injury
injury
history.
wise, yeah.
He's played 15, 14, 13 games past 3 years. He had some ankle stuff going on, and that's what they wanted to give him grief about. Can't dog it. Well, I was trying to find the Pro Football Focus grade for it, but it's behind a paywall.
He was a
Let's
5-star coming out of high school. Everybody thought he was going to
In the
go to the
combine,
Bears.
he looks
And
good. And then his highlights, he looks good.
everything. I mean,
give some
obviously you'll
options.
find some stuff, but
If you could kick Penning to guard, playing at guard where he probably really belongs.
Who?
I think that Penning.
Penning, we're getting rid of Penning though. We're or at least we're planning on getting rid of Penning, right?
Yeah, but you still have him on a contract this year.
That dude's a waste of space. Get another fucking offensive lineman then.
forget it.
You need bodies in the O line right now.
I don't think there's enough overall overarching talent in this draft to like I'm perfectly fine getting offensive, defensive linemen, just shoring up your spots that you need, and then go and get playmakers next year.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what Carolina wants to do.
I want O line, D line. That's
Yep.
exactly what I wanted. Just start
We're gonna tank for
rebuilding from
Tua.
within. Tua.
That's what everybody was doing the year Tua Tagovailoa came out. Was tank for Tua.
Well, who's going to be coming out
Sick
next year? Manning.
Sick
Arch
reference.
Manning. Arch Manning. Garrett Nussmeier, if you're a homer, whether or not
Oh.
you feel that way, I'm just saying he's coming out. I
No.
know how you feel. I'm just telling you. He does have a very nice Mercedes. That matters.
The dude said that
He does
matters.
have a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove this year if he wants to be a top 15 pick.
So
Yeah.
guard, edge, and then tight end.
Next year's not a very quarterback deep class on paper either.
There are
Well,
literally 3, and that's it.
it seems like everybody is of the same mind thus far. There's only one skill position, two skill position, three, and a quarterback.
Did you see his year-over-year grade at Texas?
I think so. Hold on. Let me clear that.
So as a freshman, his grade was a 72.4 and went up to a 77.8 as a sophomore. And then this past season as a junior, 88.2. That's why he was top 5. He just got better and better.
Okay, versus Georgia, he was a 78.6 overall. That's all I wanted to see. That's the toughest game they played all year. That's both their losses too. If I remember correctly, before the playoffs, right? It's only 2 losses they had. They lost to Georgia twice, and then
His worst was just shy of an 80.
His worst game was just shy of 80. Would you say 78.2, Trey?
yeah, he did give up a sack that game, but he picked up all the stunts Georgia threw at him. He dominated the run game. No blown run blocks. Pass pro was good. Multiple pancakes. I use Georgia
It's a
as
good
the
summary. One sack, but you fucked everybody else up.
Can
yeah.
we talk
Shout
about the
out to
brown double button suede suit right here? It's terrible.
I mean, we know that's not the worst.
Oh, I know. Will Campbell wearing a football field didn't look great.
Did Genty have diamond slippers on too? Like slides, diamond slides?
Why not?
I mean,
I think
Trey,
he
if they
did.
made a pair of diamond Uggs, I'd wear them.
Here.
The first step for me would be being able to afford them.
That's fair.
So competition wise, McMillan was a really good receiver from Arizona this year. He's actually Jaden Daniels' teammate when they were freshmen. He also has he's a good after the catch runner. I mean, that's who they think is a true number 1 receiver.
We need
Pro comp,
everything.
their
We
pro
need
comp for
we need
McMillan is
skill
Michael Thomas.
position.
He will be a
Uh,
head case, I guess.
All right. So Max Chadwick, he was really stomping the ground for Kelvin Banks to be the number 1 rated O-line in the draft. He had 9 games this past season against defensive lines that were among the top 25 in college. In those 9 games, he had an 83.7 PFF grade, an 85.6 pass blocking grade, and a 2.2% pressure rate allowed.
Shit, yeah. That's pretty stout.
That's okay.
I'll take a
Taylor
2%
also played-
pressure rate.
Fuaga played right tackle in college too, so technically he was out of position last year. So now Kelvin can slide back. Kelvin can play his real position, and Taliesin can play his correct position. And if this pans out, clearly having 2 bookend tackles on rookie deals is great to have in back-to-back years.
As
Early
long
for
as
sure.
Fuaga doesn't keep having penalty problems, because he had definitely had some penalty problems last year.
Yeah, and he also absolutely stonewalled Miles Garrett in that Browns game, which I'm gonna bet a lot too.
It would be nice if they both actually panned out, and we did have, like you said, 2 really good tackles. That'd be great, and move Fuaga where he's supposed to be, or where he's used to playing anyway. Has more reps.
Mhm.
Start rebuilding the O line. We still need D line. I hope we go D line next.
Well,
We
Trey
still gotta
and I were
get-
talking today about Saints possibly trading up to get Jackson Dart at the end of the first.
Yeah,
I don't want to get a quarterback right now. I just do not want to.
I just don't know if he's
I
that
don't want to
good.
get it. I don't want to get a quarterback. No, we're ride it out with stop shuffling the deck at quarterback. Like Hayner, Rattler.
Somebody's got to
Don't
run the practice.
don't get don't go and
Somebody's
get
got to
Dart and get
practice
another.
squad. Somebody's got to run the practice squad.
Yeah, Hayner.
Yeah, Hayner.
Yeah, Matt Moscona was talking about drafting Jackson Dart at 9 and then creating some excuse like, I'm okay with it because the Saints need to take a swing. So, like, taking a swing for the sake of taking a swing is ignorant. I
We
would say that is the kindest way possible. Jackson Dart is probably a third round quarterback in most good drafts, most
Yeah.
good, decent
But
quarterbacks.
it's not a
I'll say.
good QB draft,
No.
right?
That would have been, I'm not going to say it's akin to Mitchell Trubisky or Daniel Jones, but it's somewhere in between that and, like, it's closer to that than it is just Jaden Daniels, number 2 or something. Or I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of that. I would not have been a fan of that. Kenneth Grant, Michigan D tackle for Michigan, goes to the Dolphins.
Now he was supposed to go early, right?
Yeah. Oh man. This
He
whole
fell a lot.
this whole this whole live stream got completely screwed up. I thought we were going to be talking about quarterback, and we're not.
But I'm glad
But
we're
it makes
not.
me happy.
I'm glad we're not.
Yeah, thank God. For real.
Okay, no,
Matt,
this
what are the
isn't.
Saints going to
Is
do?
this
What are the Saints going
Mason
to do with
Graham?
Derek Carr?
Huh?
If the Saints don't draft a quarterback and Derek Carr's out, what are the Saints going to do?
Rock with
Hey.
Rattler. They're just gonna trot Rattler out there, hope he develops, get some reps,
Check,
and it's
check.
yeah. I mean, it's basically going to be either he develops and we have our franchise quarterback, or we know we have to still go draft one.
That's
So
fair. I mean, I
it's
guess it
one or
is
the
a
other.
win-win, right?
Yeah,
But
we
then you're
figure out what
burning.
to do with Carr. He's got to go at that point.
Yeah.
If we're trotting out Rattler next year, then yeah, Carr for certain has to go. And he either shows development and we might be able to rock with him in the future, or we know that we still need to go after a quarterback.
I mean, I've
So
watched some YouTube video going on right now of Kelvin Banks' highlights of what he's doing well. And I like it. He's got a good motor. His feet look pretty good. He's got some short area explosiveness. Like he looks like a good quick left tackle. And he's for his size too. That's probably the most impressive thing is he really looks like he belongs. I like that he's also played in the SEC. He's played in the toughest conference. Texas had a pretty easy schedule last year, but they did play some really good teams.
Played
Especially
Georgia
out of the South.
twice. Lost,
Yeah.
but they still played
Yeah.
them. And he did
So
well.
he did play, and Matt, so he did play Georgia the second time he was out for that SEC title game,
oh, gotcha.
and notably
With
that's
injury?
the SEC title. Yeah, just an
Ankle.
ankle injury, nothing
Sprained
crazy.
ankle.
Yeah.
Because they had already shored up playoffs. They didn't need to win that game.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not using an excuse, but they didn't need to win it.
Gotcha. Now the film that I've been watching, he looks pretty good. Like I said, he looks rarely out of position, good feet, constantly putting himself in position to, handle his assignment. He looks like he does really good at if he's supposed to get to the second level, linebacker is chipping the first person to get out to the second level and get up to the linebackers instead of lead block. A lot of his highlights are actually that. So his movement for a big guy looks good. Because what is he like 6'5" ish, 315 ish?
He's 6'5", 322 from
Yeah.
from the website I'm looking at right now.
He moves good. I like the pick. I like
I've got
O-line.
6'5", 315, 5'16" in the 40-yard draft, 5 second 40, which at 315 is fine.
Yeah, that's a freight train.
For real, once you get moving.
Like big tree fall hard.
Yeah, pancake somebody moving.
Golly.
That'll be nice to
Right.
have him and Fuaga. Who will we have
It's a small reach. I think it's
at
a
the rest of
really
the O
small
line right now?
reach.
Penning's not going to start. Who else?
Matt, I swear, Will Clapp.
Let's do some
Yes, he is technically on the team. That is correct.
I think he's like one of your like. I think he's your third guard right now. Like this is not. We're not in a good situation
No.
with our O line.
We-
He's
All right.
like your third guard. I think he's
Will
your first
Clapp,
No,
guard.
Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz.
Yeah. Oof. McCoy needs to stay healthy.
Kyle Hergel.
So we definitely still need O line.
Nick Saldivari.
Yeah, we need O line. I wouldn't mind O line again. Just go ahead. We need it. We need everything. You pointed everything, and we need it.
Then you got Josh Ball, Josiah Ezram, Talise Fuaga, Trevor Penning, which we all know that.
Oh, yeah,
Dylan
think they're gonna get picked?
Reduns, Ryan
They're gonna-
Ramchek, Landon Young.
Well, Ramchek's retired, and Landon Young doesn't need to be on a football field. ever
That
again.
was
I'll play against them.
the last game of the year's roster.
Gotcha. I don't think Landon Young's on the team anymore. I know Saldivary's not. I think Lucas Patrick's not on the team anymore. I'm sorry. I think Saldivary's still there.
So you got Cesar Ruiz, right guard. Who's going to play center? Will Clapp? Okay, sounds good.
McCoy. This dude. And then we have Fuaga and Banks, McCoy. Who else was it? Jesus, I'm forgetting all of our O line right now. It's probably because they played so inconsistently as far as actually seeing the field last year. I forgot the names.
So we didn't. How many different starting lineups did we have on the line this season? 8?
Yeah.
9?
How many games are there? That's how many different lineups we have.
So if you go to the Saints website right now and click on their depth chart, it says our number one wide receiver is Cedric Wilson Jr. Let's go. Second team wide receiver, Kevin Austin Jr.
Nice.
We're killing it. Yeah.
Tight
4
end.
sacks.
Two
4
tight ends
sacks.
in the top 14.
4 sacks and 4 QB hits and 1,544 snaps, dude. 15 penalties, period.
Is that his season?
That's his
his
career.
Wait,
and
whose career?
How many penalties?
15.
Okay, and he only had 2 this year. That means in his first 2 years he had 13.
Who? Banks?
Yeah.
Jesus, he had 15 through 3 seasons.
Yeah, and only 2 in his last. So he just got, and that's what Trey and I were talking about. He just got better and better and better.
I'm so confused why this guy fell to what he
Yeah,
fell to.
that's really strong. Like really,
What are
really
Will
strong.
Clapp's numbers? You got me saying Will Clapp. What are Will Campbell's numbers?
This dude.
I
mean, wait a minute.
Will Clapp,
I
baby.
know. Golly.
He's faster. He
Ran 4.98. He's 0.02 faster.
look, your Matt Miller had Will Campbell as the number 2 O lineman behind. Texas is Kelvin Banks Jr.
Will Campbell's taller, weighs more.
I'm debatable best tackle of a draft. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, especially at 9.
Yeah, I know. Like,
2 tight ends have been drafted before the 15th pick.
yeah, that's what I just said. 2 tight ends in top 14.
Atlanta's taking their sweet time.
Like 2 edge rushers.
How many penalties do you think Will Campbell had this past season?
10. This is pretty rough, dude. 10 to 12.
9. He had 9.
Yeah.
It was his worst penalty year. He actually took a step back this year as far as PFF grade, penalties, and he gave up 2 sacks. is out now. He's only given up 4 sacks his entire career. He gave up 2 this year, 18 pressures, 9 penalties, and an 82.2 grade.
On the season or as a whole, what he
That
averaged
was
through
as a
his career?
season. He's played
82?
2,482 this season. He's played 2,400 snaps and only given up 4 sacks and
So
15
here's the thing.
penalties. I mean, he's still
How do
really good. I don't.
Well, the majority of those penalties were pre-snap false start penalties, like procedure penalties. I wonder how much you put on
AKA
the
drive
quarterback.
killers.
I wonder how much you put that on the quarterback at the end of the day and just having control and command of the huddle. Insane. Just that's what I wonder.
I'll move.
Because
Was everybody else doing it? Or was it him? Because if it was everybody else, then okay, probably the quarterback.
Yeah.
But if
I'm not
it
sure.
continues to be him, it's probably him.
Who else
Who the
was?
Falcons
Who else
picking?
was on the? Atlanta still has not picked.
He says
20
pick
seconds
is in.
left.
The
Now
pick
it
is
is.
in.
Now it is. It wasn't.
The pick is in.
All right, Falcons competition. What are they gonna do? Should do it. That'd be great.
I would love it. I would love it.
No, didn't they just draft Penix? No.
True. Well, right when we first got on, Carolina's pick had just come, and I can't believe they went with
The wide receiver?
maybe fifth best wide receiver in the draft. They must have just loved that guy.
Yeah, but he's like what was he though? Pretty big body. What's his
Yeah, this comp is Mike Thomas.
6'4", almost 215? Yeah. Big body
Small.
receiver. Yeah,
I'm
I would
I'm
want him
6'4",
220 plus
220.
at 6'4", yeah. I would want him a little bigger
Uh,
at that height, but that's college to NFL. He's going to put on a few
Yeah,
more
he's going to put on
pounds.
weight.
So that's
are you
good.
disappointed with how? Are you disappointed with how Derek Carr has conducted himself this offseason?
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of him speaking out. It's been a whole lot of
Stories.
media and speculation, so to speak. Supposed people connected to him. So I like the fact that he isn't openly saying anything because I only put so much stock into what's being said by not the actual person.
Why send his big brother to go talk and defend himself? What's up with that?
Well, I mean, what was said
look
by
bad
his
like
brother
that.
doesn't look
Look at
that
my picture
bad.
while you answer that question.
Yeah. But I'm just saying what was said by his brother, that's terrible. I mean, he says like, hey, the Saints have known about it. They've been working behind the scenes. They've known since day one. What's wrong?
So let's speculate what this shoulder is. It could be a
The
labrum.
injury itself
It
sucks.
could be a AC joint. I think it's torn labrum. And I think surgery.
Well,
surgery's
anything
gonna be
shoulder
tough.
related for a quarterback. Is it? Wait, I don't remember. Is it throwing shoulder?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Not good, obviously.
Yeah. So, and I think you don't want to cut your shoulder open, right? And I
No.
get that. But if he had a torn labrum, what are we doing here? Missing diagnosis on how it was like I don't know, man. And the Saints did this earlier this year too with another player, Herb Jones for the Pelicans, had a torn labrum. They tried to get him to play through it, and he just ended up missing the year anyways.
Are the
And he
Pelicans
shouldn't
still playing?
Yeah.
At
They're
home.
At home,
they're
they're
in the
playing
Western
against the
Conference
Lakers.
right now.
Yeah, 100%.
From the couch.
I was looking up Panthers pick, the Tetaroa, whatever his name is, McMillan. And the first article from USA Today said he's become something of a polarizing prospect, given his questions about his speed and commitment to the game. Because he was talking about not even playing. That's what I said. He's talking about just not even playing. And he ran a 4.55 at Arizona's pro day.
So 4.55, big with good hands is still. There's plenty of people who aren't that fast.
Oh, he's got the measurables for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, Mike Evans isn't a speedy guy. I mean, what is he?
Yeah,
Probably maybe upper 4.4s, maybe, but he's probably around 4.5, dude. So,
he's a
so I
four
mean,
five four, so he's a tenth of he's a what is that, 100th of a second quicker.
oh yeah. So, I mean, that's yeah. Is if you're a big body receiver, clean route running, and you have good hands, you're going to go far in the NFL.
Yeah.
You don't have to have
Might
that
have
elite
to
speed.
Jalen Walker.
Walker,
Linebacker, right?
linebacker. Yep.
Skip it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need linebacker too.
He
It's
was
another,
the
yeah, you pointed everything and we need it.
We need everything. I think the only thing we don't need is quarterback because we have a quarterback for the future.
We have a quarterback.
Yep,
You can
Derek
say
Rattler.
that.
Derek Rattler, really
Yeah,
good.
we have a quarterback. That can be said. We have one. That's about it. Hayner
Mm.
will hopefully, we don't have on the team next year.
I mean, we need a practice quarterback.
Yeah, yeah.
I
We
mean,
need depth for the sake of injury. We already know
exactly.
this.
You got four on the roster right now, right? I mean, technically, Ben
Oh,
something. When I looked at the
We
depth chart, Ben
we need to
Hibbets or
get rid of.
something.
We just need to get rid of that loser Derek Carr so we can improve our team. It'll be addition by subtraction. Bum.
I'd be okay with it if you could figure out a way to get rid of the money.
yeah, for real. If you can make the money disappear with it, then
It'd be fine.
yeah. But we're kind of
Well,
pot committed.
I do want to go on record and say that I did believe in the Derek Carr signing the first couple of games that he played for the Saints. Then about midway through the very first season, I was out, and I thought that he was pretty much what he always is.
He did the same thing this year. His first three games were incredible. And then everyone got hurt.
Pretty
Question
much.
is, how do you think he would look in the new offense that's coming? I mean, I know take your bias out. I know we hate him, but do you think the coach can do more with Derek?
No, I think he'll look the same as he always has. He'll be good when everything's on time, when there's no issues, and then as soon as adversity hits, he's going to crumble like a wet paper towel, dude.
I mean,
Just
this guy made Saquon Barkley look good. He was a terrible running back up until this season.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Well, I mean, the quarterbacks that he's worked with, who is it? Dak and Jalen
Yeah.
most recently.
Mhm.
I sold on
Both of
Kellen
them
Moore.
played really well offensively under
Yeah,
his
tutelage.
leadership. Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't put it past. Plus, I mean, who will play well when your offensive line just goes to shit? Like when you're just constantly under pressure, who's going to play really well under those conditions? Not a lot of people.
Trey Bagby.
Yeah, for real. I don't think
I
there's
don't.
any quarterback recent recent era that's played tremendously well with a terrible offensive line outside of recent memory of Joe Burrow. He's been about the only one in recent memory that's played really well, like elite level quarterback, despite
Yeah,
having a bad offensive line multiple seasons.
I mean, Patrick
yeah,
Mahomes didn't have a great offensive line at first.
yeah.
They
Mahomes,
drafted him.
majority of the his offensive line and offense in general, he's been working with has been just fine. But I mean, like a majority of the time, Joe Burrow's had a terrible offensive line up in Cincinnati. He's constantly one of the most sacked quarterbacks, and he's putting up numbers. Aside from that, all your elite level quarterbacks have good offensive lines. Lamar Jackson, Baltimore's got a good offensive line. Uh, who Pat Mahomes has a good
It's a
offensive
big
line. The
dude.
Bills have a good offensive line.
I don't see Derek Carr ever being a deep playoff run QB, much less a Super Bowl contending quarterback. He's been in the league too long, and he does not make the team around him better. There was a rookie
I'll give you
quarterback
that.
last year. There's a rookie quarterback last year that made it further than Derek already with no offensive line and a bad defense in Jaden Daniels. There are just better quarterbacks out there. And the name of the game is to win the Super Bowl. And if you don't have a quarterback that can make guys around you better, then he doesn't need to be on the team. When everything's on time, Derek looks good. He looks like a really good quarterback. When adversity hits, when I need my quarterback to step up and make a play in the face of adversity, he's probably one of the last 5 quarterbacks in the league I'm going to hope to do that, have that happen. He's made terrible decisions. He's directly lost games with his decision making. Carolina last year, the Eagles last year with the pick at the end of the game. That was one of the worst picks I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I
And
still don't know. I think he was throwing to the Eagles.
A couple losses were
he-
field goal kickers too in coaching.
Yeah, it's everything, right? But at the end of the day, Drew Brees, yeah, we saw this for 15 years. Drew Brees didn't have great defenses. Drew Brees didn't have the best offensive lines. There was one year he was playing with
Drew Brees had
a
great
center.
offensive lines most of the
Let's
time.
say he had healthy
15.
offensive lines.
Yeah.
He had healthy offensive lines.
So Armstead was in and out of the lineup constantly. They had issues at center one year. They had issues at center, and
This dude said they had issues at center 1 year and said Drew Brees for 15 years. So 1/15 of the time we had
that
we
must
had
make
center
excuses.
problems.
Drew Brees never in his career had all 5 starters go out at some point in his season.
No,
It just hasn't happened. And I'm not making an excuse for Derek Carr because I think he's average. But I can't obviously I don't watch a lot of NFL, but I can't name a single quarterback that's had to go through that in the recent years. All 5 starters went out at some point during the season. It's insane. That is insane.
Mhm.
And unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I think our offense can perform really, really well.
well, they
Yeah,
did
it
the
can.
first
when
2
healthy,
games.
of course.
It can. Yeah, and if Derek's not the quarterback, it can. It absolutely can.
Yeah, even with him as the quarterback.
Dude, the first 2 games, all 3 of y'all were saying how this was going to be a juggernaut offense. And then boom,
Because
first
we
person
were
hurt.
healthy.
We were healthy.
I said it the whole time. I mean, when we are healthy, we have like awesome stuff everywhere. Olave is insanely fast, clean route runner. He just can't take abuse. He can't take hits. He's not a go over the middle of the field sort of
He's
dude.
fragile.
Or apparently up against the sideline because he'll get body slammed on his head and concuss again. Shaheed is just a hoss. You just get him one-on-one against somebody and just throw it up. Just say, run out there. I'm going to throw it under you. You just go get it. So that's awesome.
Derek Carr looked good.
We
the
have
first
Alvin
2
Kamara,
games.
still have Alvin Kamara, which behind a good offensive line can produce.
Which helped him the most. It can look good the most. The fact that we had an elite running game those first 2 games. Derek attempted 39 passes over 2 games in the first 2 games and threw for 200 yards and 243 yards. And that's against 2 of the worst teams in the league that year in Carolina and Dallas. So it's not like he was just lighting them up for the sake of lighting them up. Your next 3 games against Philly, he was 14 of 25. Atlanta, he was 28 of 36 with another really bad pick. He was terrible against Kansas. Then he was out for 3 games, came back and lost against Carolina, one of the worst games he's ever played in the year. That was the game that the Saints ran, I think, for almost 200 yards.
Yeah.
And Derek was 18 for 31 against the Panthers.
That was
And
another one of the games where Olave got knocked the fuck out.
So ESPN just released. So they do a live depth chart of where they think each player is going to position themselves. And right now, ESPN has Kelvin Banks as the backup right tackle. That's where
Well,
they
he's gonna
plugged
start.
him in at.
Behind who do they have as the
Trevor
starting
Penning.
right tackle? Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
But what's Fuaga's what's
He's
his
a right tackle.
position? Because he played
a-
left tackle. He's a left tackle. He's a true left tackle.
Left
No,
tackle,
he's,
yeah.
he's a right tackle. He played right tackle.
Right tackle, yeah.
He's a right
Left tackle will be
yeah.
old boy, it'll be Banks.
Yeah. Is there any shot that the Bengals don't go offensive line here?
They need to. They always, for the past 5 years, they've needed offensive line.
It's insane to me.
They need to use all of their picks on offensive line.
All 8 of them tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they're constantly, every year in and year out, you can bank on death and taxes and Cincinnati giving up sacks.
Their defense was pretty decent outside of the fact that they spent 45 minutes per game on the defensive side of the ball. Like they were playing.
Yeah, constantly on the field. Is that because Cincy just scores so fast, though? Because they put up some points.
They went defense.
Yep, edge rusher. And
Yep.
so
I
what
mean,
is he,
he's
like a
good.
hybrid edge rusher linebacker sort of?
He's good, but dude, he need Trey, your quarterback's going to get hurt again this
I
year.
know he's truly an edge rusher. He's 6'6", 290. Ooh.
Hey, Google Shamar Stewart and look at the first article. It's Bleacher Report. NFL coach calls Shamar Stewart most overrated in the entire 2025 draft.
Hey, well, all of this is speculation until
So first pitch.
he might perform, because there's players in college that aren't too terribly impressive that go on to be great, and then vice versa. Yeah, they have Jameis's
The
out
Saints
there
have
and
one of them.
Jamarcus's. Yeah,
The Saints have one of them. Will Clapp.
So,
forever with the Will Clapp. Trey's favorite player.
Good player to have.
solid
Good
player.
depth. Hey, we need depth. We need, as Trey said earlier, we need bodies.
Plays multiple positions.
We need bodies at
He's
the
a tough
offensive line.
DB.
Is this
Local
dude
Louisiana
wearing
guy.
a curtain? Oh, it's a jacket. Okay. He apparently wore green because he wanted to play for the Eagles.
Have no trades happened aside from Jacksonville
That's
trading up to get
Yep.
That's the only one?
The only one. I also feel like the draft's kind of moving.
Yeah,
I guess
nobody's
we're
taking
2 hours in.
well, outside of fucking who, Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's the only one that took their sweet time. Look at that beautiful little girl.
You see yourself?
What's up?
You're waving hi.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You hanging out? You chilling with your dad?
Julia said, cut Derek Carr. Say, cut Derek Carr.
I'd
Julia
be
said, how
fine
come
with
the
that.
Bengals
Good-
didn't go
yeah.
offense?
Good job. Good job. There you go. Julia's got more sense than Mickey. Just like that.
Oh, I don't think that's hard to do.
Look at you.
So excited.
Kane's downstairs, hopefully sleeping.
On the couch.
Hey, that's where we keep either that or in this little chair that
Yeah. The swing sway. Dude,
whatever
so
that thing is. He just
the mama room. It's called a mama room, right?
yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's what I heard Coral call it, so that's got to be it.
So can you control yours from your phone?
No.
Okay, so we got one that you can control from your phone.
Oh yeah, you can. It's Bluetooth
Yeah.
and everything.
Control what?
Yep.
Control what?
Because
I just don't do it.
Yeah, so obviously it's been a couple years, but when Jules was younger, she would be like falling asleep, and then it would kind of like the timer would run out. She'd start whining, and I'd be on the couch, kind of roll over and like click the button, and then just go back to sleep.
Oh, I just turn it on without a timer. Keep it going.
Oh.
I don't care. And I let Kane.
Interesting.
That's his favorite thing. I put him in that thing. Yeah, he goes to sleep.
All right. Guys, I'm going to step away for a little bit. Put the little one to bed. I'll be back in a little bit, okay?
All right. Huh? I can't hear you.
He muted himself.
Yeah. I think he's just making sure he muted himself.
Yeah, he did. Man, I'm like the more and more research I'm doing, kind of I don't want to say I love this pick, but I
I
definitely
like it.
think I think it's a smart pick for sure. They didn't mess it up.
Yeah, no, they didn't
I
go
like
with
that move.
because Penning was a project, and they went after him
Yeah.
for physical attributes, thinking that
Yeah.
they could develop him, but that didn't pan out. So at least, yeah, I agree with what you're saying. They went after a polished product that's already
Mhm.
ready to plug and play. So I agree with it big time.
Do you
I'm
think
happy
the
about it.
what's a bigger part? Do you think it's the two penalties or the two sacks he gave up this year? Like, what's more impressive to you? Only giving up two sacks or only committing two penalties in the college game?
And both of those are really strong considering he did play in the best conference. So
Yeah,
I don't
it's true.
know what to kind of the fact that you're only getting two penalties and you're the tackle. So
Yeah,
you're put in a position to have a lot of
a lot of
holding
eyes on you.
plays. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's impressive. And also at the same time, again, in the SEC and you're playing against top tier talent on the defensive side of the ball, playing against the best defensive linemen, or a lot of good defensive linemen in the country, and only give up two sacks. And what was it? What'd you say his pressure rate was? Like 2%?
2.2%.
Yeah. No, that I think is
That's incredible.
the
It's
most
incredible.
impressive. 2%. Yeah, I'll take that. How many
Yeah,
offensive snaps per game? Are there 70, give or take?
yeah. He played in almost 900, I think it said.
Yeah, so if there's an average of about 70 offensive snaps a game, he's going to give up was that 70, so a little bit over 1.4 pressures per game.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that. That means, yeah, coin flip, you get one or two pressures out of him per game, and that's it. The rest of the time, he's going to shut down everybody. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
I
all right,
like that.
so
I
we
like
need
his size.
the numbers that we are saying is wrong. So I don't know where Trey and I got it from earlier, but I'm looking at the Sturm, whatever that is. Um, he actually had seven penalties last year, but he only gave up one sack, not two. And
Oh yeah,
he gave up 19 he gave up 19 pressures out of 935 snaps.
19 out of 930.
Look at Sean McCardle.
Yeah, that's a
Mad
2%.
points. Yeah, 2.0 something.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the seven penalties, four of them were pre-snap.
They were pre-snap out of the 7-4, you said?
Yep.
The drive killer. So he had seven. How many did we say Fuaga had?
Oh, I don't
Because
know.
Fuaga probably had a maybe 10. How many penalties did Fuaga have?
I'm getting conflicting stuff, man. This one says two sacks and kind of all over the place. Can't even get the stats right for this guy. How is the baby, man?
Nah,
How's the baby?
he's pretty good. He's just
How's
chilling.
Coral? How's
Uh,
Coral feeling?
she's doing good. Yeah, she shook back so damn fast. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
been moving around like everything's all good. How long
The
are you
weight,
supposed to be?
the weight's just
Yeah.
gonna shed.
Oh yeah, no, she already everywhere she goes, all of her friends are like, "Damn, everything
Yeah,
must have." Apparently, it was just straight baby,
yeah.
nothing. Because
That's
now that
awesome.
Kane's out,
Yeah.
she looks like she's lighter than when she went in, like before the embryo transfer.
Sam and I joke about it all the time because, when she was having cravings during pregnancy, it's like 11:30. Oh, I want Taco Bell. Well, naturally, I'm not going to pass up Taco Bell, but she got to pass the baby weight. I still got it on. So I got to figure out a way to get rid of the baby weight. That's my goal.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to. I was on a good roll of exercising, but
Not anymore.
your boy doesn't have the energy or the time right now. It's like whenever uh you clean him up, feed him, put him down, all that stuff, change him.
Yeah.
You got like an hour and a half. You better take a nap with him.
Yeah. You learn to fall asleep quick, wake up quicker.
Oh, I haven't learned the fall asleep quick thing. That's why I'm
Working on
exhausted.
it. Working on it. All right.
I don't think I'll ever be able to fall asleep that
We
quickly.
got we got we got 13 picks left.
Yeah,
A lot of
because
lot of
guard
rumors. A lot
that
of
what?
rumors about the Saints trading up to get back into the first. I'm not saying it's for Jackson Dart.
Well, per who?
What do you mean? Like
Where the
per
rumors coming
articles. I'm
from?
just looking at articles online.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The Daily Camera, Yahoo Sports, Sporting News, Sports Wire, MSN. The question is,
What will we move up back
what's
into the first
valuable
round
enough to
for you?
trade up for? Right? That's number
Not.
one. Number two, what do you give up?
Oh, yeah, too much probably to move back into the first round on what's probably going to be a project if we do move up into. Please God, don't take a project.
Please.
Please don't take a project. Because I think that's what we did with Penning. Didn't we trade back into the first round at the
Yes.
very end of the first round?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Don't do the same thing. I really hope we don't do the same thing.
Wait, are they projecting? Wait a second. No way the Bucks are going Shadur Sanders here. They've got Baker, right?
Yeah, there's how
There's no
long did
way
they
they're going
what's the
Shadur
contract? How long did Baker get on his contract?
unless it's $100 million, 3-year extension in March of last year. So he's still got 2 more years left.
Oh, well, maybe they could be. How old is he? How old's Baker coming up on 95. So that's 25.
He's 30. Yeah,
So
he's 30
he's
years old.
30.
He
So
just
yeah.
made 30.
So they might be thinking, they don't want to have to sign a max contract sort of deal if he ends up turning into
End of
something.
it. Yeah.
So maybe they are. Because he's been playing well.
Yeah. Especially at the end of the year. They went wide receiver.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Egbuka? What is that? Ohio State?
I'm gonna go Egbuka.
Egbuka. Yeah,
Let's see.
probably did terrible. 6'1", 205.
It's quick.
What's
That's what it
he?
looks like.
2024, just over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns on 81 receptions.
Runs a 4.4 at the ran a 4.4 at his at pro day.
81
4.45 at the combine.
average of 12.
They got better.
Well, he had a big step back. Must have been injured in 2023. Had to have been. How many games did he play? Because he only
Yeah,
had four. He had 74 receptions 2022, 41 2023, and then 81 in 24. He
either
had
that or
a
he beat out people and got better.
Well, I mean, his sophomore year, he had a great year, actually a better year than his senior year. Then he had a big step back in production,
Yeah.
basically cut in half in 2023, and then rebounded to similar numbers of his sophomore year, but he had still 3 more yards per reception his sophomore year. So that was probably injury. That has to be what it is, right?
I'm looking. No. 2023. I mean, he played 10 games.
Oh yeah, no. Ooh,
I mean,
what
they
happened that
weren't
year?
In 2010, all right, in 2023, he was third team All Big Ten. Why do I why do I feel like Ohio State just wasn't good that year? But I feel like they've been good every year in the last 10 years.
Yeah, for real. Was that what was Olave playing in?
No, not in 2020, not in
No.
23.
So was he playing with Olave in 22?
Yeah. But I mean, he still had 74 catches and 1,100 yards.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're playing with Olave, who's taking a lot of the heat, and you're a competent number two or a really good, like a comparable, like 1A and 1B, then yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna put up some good numbers if you have somebody drawing a lot of attention.
He was the number one receiver on the 22 year.
Hmm.
Him, Marvin Harrison Jr. were one and two. And he was considered better, like he had better numbers than Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, well, up until 23 anyway.
Yeah. He had to have gotten hurt, man.
Yeah, that's just such a stout drop.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 2023 year.
Yeah,
Let's see if I can get it.
'cause there's no way he had a long of only 28 and he played 10 games as a wide receiver like that. Or what happened? Did they have quarterback issues that year or something? Were they run heavy? Did they have a different offense?
2023 season.
Yeah. Who knows?
He had a high. He had an ankle sprain.
Ah, yeah, no, that's no good for a wide receiver.
Surgery during the regular season. Ah, he got an ankle sprain in week 6, and then had surgery.
Okay. Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay,
So
so
he
he
had
played
he
half
had
the
that
season
production in
basically.
5.5 games.
Yeah, yeah. So he played half the season, and what I said, his numbers got cut in half. So he was on pace. Okay,
He
so
was on
he's
pace.
consistent then. So that's good. That's a
Well,
consistent wide receiver going to put up
yeah,
70 to 80 catches, 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards roughly, 10 touchdowns. So I'll take that.
for sure, 100%. Now, I hate the fact that like I said, our rival got better, but I still don't think the Panthers got better.
Who'd the Panthers go? Oh yeah, the wide receiver from Arizona, big body dude though. That's yeah, he's 6'5". We talked about it. 6'5",
Unproven
215.
conference. Unproven conference. Story, I'm sticking to it.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Well, man.
Who are they part of now? The Pac 14?
Well, I mean, Jaden came transferred out of what Arizona State.
Arizona State. But dude, his first year at LSU wasn't great.
No, it wasn't.
He had talent, but he didn't know how to refine that talent. And then obviously his rookie year was what it was. It was incredible.
Hmm. They, I like the Janty pick.
I
Man,
do
I
too. I
wish
like
he would
him.
have. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was about to say, man, if he'd have fallen to us, I'd have been all about going after him.
I don't know how you could not take him. Like even if your game plan to go into the night was Banks, right? If somebody like that's available, how do you not
Nah, I
take it?
take it back. O line, just the need.
Yeah.
Having AK and the
Even with the talent,
desperation need. Yeah, you just the necessity outweighs the want and desire for that kind of skill player. The
is
need
there
for
a
O
player?
line outweighs.
Is there a player in the top 8 that you would have been like, okay, like if Cam Ward for whatever reason would have dropped to 9, would you have rather taken
No,
Cam Ward? Like, is there a player in the top 8 that you're like, wish we had that guy? I know Trey's going to say Will Campbell, but
no.
I mean that's
I
kind of
like. I
1A,
really.
1B to me.
I really like our pick. I really like that pick. The fact that we get top tier talent on the O line, or at least top
Play
tier
right now.
projected. Yeah, yeah. As refined as one can be of an O lineman coming out of college. So I do like that. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have gone after any quarterback in this draft class, especially being in the position that the Saints are in. Like, we need to rebuild the
Financially.
offensive line, the defensive line.
Yeah.
And then we can worry about getting to a quarterback. We're in such a need of a rebuild that it's almost like a lot of teams will go after like the quarterback first and then try to rebuild around the quarterback and everything. We're just
We need to
such
go
in,
the exact opposite.
in dire need of everything. We just,
Right.
and then not having the, I don't know, what I perceive as the crazy talent at quarterback that I would want to go after as a
Hey,
franchise quarterback.
what about Travis Hunter?
Brother, Travis Hunter's nice, but
Whoa,
no.
we got a guest here.
Got a guest there this evening. What you need? You need a little piece of it?
He's got some
Yeah,
za, bro.
Zabra.
Got some za?
What's up, J Bay?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Good, man. Good. What's up, Matt?
What's up, big
up?
dog?
What's up? Not Derek Carr.
Yeah, well,
Cancel
Trey's
Derek
putting
Carr.
Trey's putting down Jensen, so he's stepped away for a second.
Are we like live or recording?
Yeah,
We are both live and recording.
Oh, cool.
I just asked
Oh.
Matt. I was like, "What do you think?" Let's get your initial, man. What do you think about the pick?
I don't know the guy.
Fair enough.
Have you had a chance to look at anything yet?
Not really. I just saw that. My boy. Who did I want, man? I
Janty?
wanted that tight
yeah.
end. No, I wanted the
Oh,
tight
which
end.
one?
Tyler
Colston
Warren.
Love. Oh, from Penn
I wanted
State.
Tyler Warren. Yeah, that's who I wanted if we didn't get Genty.
You
But
want a tight end?
because he can block and he's a playmaker. So it helps your offensive line. It helps your run game. It helps your
You know what else helps
playmaking.
offensive line? Offensive line.
That's a lot.
No, but you get two things out of one.
Yeah, you get a tight end. You get a blocking tight end. Yeah,
That can help a
you need
lot in the
offensive
run
line.
game.
I agree. It can help in the run game, but you need an offensive line.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
you need a left tackle.
Hey man,
So-
he better be a goddamn stud. That's all I know.
Well, I mean,
Quick-
if you look at
quick
his progression of his career, he looks like
Yeah.
a fucking stud.
Quick recap.
I'm
In
just
last
saying he
year,
better be.
He's not
Last
a
year-
penning. He's not a project.
oh god, no, he's definitely not proud. His pressure rate was 2.02%. He gave up 1 sack and had 7 penalties all year in 965 snaps.
Texas, right?
Texas in the SEC. His PFF grade was 88.2. He
SEC
is
sucked this year.
Huh?
here we go.
I'm just
Here
saying.
we go.
What'd you
SEC
say?
I don't know enough. I don't know. I said the SEC sucked last year, but
Well, how about this?
Uh-oh.
Him and Will Campbell were the highest graded offensive line draft prospects in this draft, and we
1A,
got
1B.
arguably by some the best O line available in this draft. So
I didn't see him anywhere in any mock drafts for us.
he
Excuse me.
apparently is on a lot. Like Mel Kiper's, he was on.
He had
Who-
us
who-
drafting
I don't
him.
put too much in McShay.
He had
No,
us drafting?
just highly rated in
No, I'm talking
his
Yeah,
about
mock draft.
as
No,
far
no,
as
no.
a mock draft for us,
I-
like where
Oh
the guy
no,
was
he
gonna be
didn't have
picked.
Nobody
him
knew that was
specifically
coming.
going to. No, he didn't have him specifically going to us. No.
Like most mock drafts, I didn't even see his name anywhere in top 15. I don't think.
Look at
So now all of a
Jackson
sudden
Dart's.
he's 9.
Look
Now all
at
of a
that
sudden
draft
this
room
guy's
for
9.
Jackson Dart. What
Here,
in the
look.
world am I looking at?
Wait, what?
Look, are you watching the draft live too? They just showed Jackson
I'm not.
Dart's like draft room. They
Uh,
all look like the exact same person, just man and female.
I hope
Was there
the
in
Saints
Utah?
trade up to 32 or something and get him.
Say it again, Mason. Say it again so Matt can hear you.
I said I hope they trade up to get Jackson Dart.
I
I do not want to go after another fucking quarterback fucking again. I'm getting tired of this
We never
shit.
went after. We've never
No,
gone after.
No,
a quarterback.
like going at Hayner.
Rattler?
We picked up
We didn't
Rattler.
go
Yeah.
after Hayner. That's in the
No,
fourth
no,
round,
yeah.
5th round.
Yeah, no. Wasting a draft pick. That's what I mean by going after.
I'm talking
Excuse
about
me.
going after means like picking a guy in the first round that you're going
Yeah.
after. To
Well,
like,
I have a different definition.
all these other
of it.
quarterbacks we picked are like we never thought they were going to be our starters or like our franchise
Well, what's the point?
quarterbacks.
Yeah, what's the point in drafting them then? If to not try to develop them.
For backups, just in case so they do have some abilities, who knows type thing. But if you go for somebody in the first round, you're saying that like you're going to put your marbles into this guy and he's going to be your guy.
Do you think he's worth
We
trading up to go get him?
we haven't picked a quarterback that we've said, all right, we're drafting this guy in intentions to this is our guy. Like we didn't draft Rattler saying this is going to be our guy, or we didn't
No.
Hayner saying this is going to be our guy.
I didn't say
If we go and do
my
this, we're saying
definition.
Jackson Dart is our guy. That's what.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the move.
yeah.
So we've never made a move.
No,
like
I'm
that
talking
at
about
quarterback.
going at. Whenever I said going after, my version of that meant like drafting another quarterback.
Like in general, at
Period.
all.
Yeah, period.
You got
like
to at some point. You just want to get them from, or you can get them through free agents or trades. Is it
well,
like
right now
other
I'm just
quarterbacks?
saying out of the what I've said. Yeah, you haven't been here all along, but I'm just saying out of this draft class, I wouldn't have gone after any. I wouldn't have gone after
Gotcha.
quarterbacks.
So you just don't like the quarterbacks in this draft class, is what you're saying?
No,
You
not
think-
when we
That's too
basically
much.
need. Not whenever the needs that our team has is basically every other position. We're already in not a good cap position. We already have a quarterback that we owe money to. We kind of can't get rid of without putting ourselves in a worse position. So all things
what's your plan for
cumulative
QB?
considered, like, I mean,
What's your plan for QB?
if Derek Carr can't play,
Yeah.
roll Rattler out there.
See, you can't just do that though.
Why
You
not?
can't
Get him the experience.
Tank
See if he can
for
develop
Tua.
it.
because
Odds are you
because-
probably will be with throwing him out there. You probably will be tanking.
okay, so you got to think of some things like this is a brand new coach, Kellen Moore coming to our team. You're going to expect him to say, "Okay, I'm fine with throwing Rattler out there in my first season with a new organization."
Yeah.
And that's going to that's going to look great on me how he produces. They're going to try to put some quarterback out there that they think that can win. If they're going to have Kellen Moore out there, they're not just going to throw a guy out there just saying, "Okay, let's try this out and tank this year."
Oh yeah, they're going to still
teams
try
don't
to
just
win.
do that. I know,
Yeah.
but putting
I'm saying-
Rattler out there is not doing that at all. Not trying to
Do
win.
you think honestly
That's
that
not
Jackson
true.
Dart's not going to be there at 40 though? Like you think you have to trade up to go get him? That's the part that I'm
He could be 40,
like.
but
I don't mind spending.
I could
a
see him
second
going
round
32nd.
on a good quarterback, but I can tell you this: the Kansas City Chiefs aren't going to draft him.
Let's see who's next. Who's coming up and everything.
You've
the
got the
Chiefs
Buffalo
definitely are.
Bills, the Chiefs,
It's going to be
Commanders,
good teams,
Detroit.
which typically have good quarterbacks.
Right. Like I don't,
So nobody's picking quarterbacks. Those guys aren't picking quarterbacks because they already have quarterbacks. If you're a winning team,
who's the quarterback for the Browns?
Jameis Winston. I don't know.
Okay, so that's 33. Do you think they go for Jackson Dart?
they definitely could.
The
Yeah,
Giants.
he went exactly where he was supposed to go, though, Mason. I'm
So
looking at the few publications,
really?
average draft positions of banks had an average of 9 to 10.
The Browns have the 33rd and the 36th pick.
Almost
back to back.
I think that's why you trade up to 32 because the Browns will snag them if you don't.
That's a tackle. You want to go after Dart?
I like Dart,
think-
man.
Do you? Why?
I don't mind Dart. I just don't.
I think
want to
he's
go
got
after a
that. I
quarterback.
think he's got that extra factor, just that mentality, that heart. That he just seems like a dog.
Got that dog in him.
All right, so Deshaun Watson
And
is their starter.
I like his mobility, and he's got a good arm. He throws the ball well. He throws a great deep ball. We have Shaheed out there. You got to have a quarterback that can throw a good deep ball. He throws an awesome deep ball.
I of all the quarterbacks in this draft, I'd probably be the least angry about taking him, but I wouldn't want.
Would you be okay with
quarterback.
taking him at 40 as opposed to trading up to get him?
Yeah, no, I don't want to give away more draft capital to try to.
'Cause that's the thing. I don't want to give
to
up.
go on
I don't want to give
a
up.
reach.
If he's
no.
if he's at
If he-
40, you snag him for sure.
Well,
no, you have to
I don't
trade
have a
up to
problem.
go-
I don't have a problem
up, sorry.
drafting him. I don't want to think about what you have to now give up to go get him 8
He
picks
might.
early.
I think he might be available at 40.
Well, Cleveland has 2 picks in the second at 33 and
We have
36 from
we
the
have
trade for
40.
Jacksonville.
Well,
We have 40.
who's left to draft and who has need of quarterback?
So that's what I was just going through. So you've got the Vikings, Texans, Rams.
Vikings.
So they
Vikings.
have JJ McCarthy, who had
Yeah.
the injury in preseason. Are they getting rid of Darnold? Has Darnold already left, or is he still there?
He's got another year.
Okay, so they may
mean,
not.
And they played well.
Yeah, they played well
Right.
with Darnold, and they liked McCarthy. They actually
the
really loved
Texans-
McCarthy in the preseason.
The Texans definitely
I
aren't
thought
going anywhere.
Darnold wasn't
Yeah.
playing. I thought Darnold wasn't on the Vikings anymore.
Is he?
I got it.
I may be crazy.
Here we go. The 2024.
He's on the Raiders.
Yeah, he is no longer
The
with
Raiders.
the Raiders. He is no longer.
So who's
No, I'm
their
sorry, he's the
quarterbacks under
Seahawks.
roster?
Seahawks. He's on the Seahawks. He's on the Seahawks. He's on the Seahawks. He's on the
It
Seahawks.
only says JJ McCarthy,
The
according to
Raiders were
ESPN's depth
interested in
chart.
Sam.
Oh, well, they
Sam
need
Darnold.
depth.
Yeah, so they might pick Jackson Dart right here and be done with it.
Who? The Vikings?
No, it's the
But-
Chargers on the clock.
But here's
Oh,
I'm
right
just saying
here?
I'm just saying when it comes their time.
Chargers aren't going to pick.
Oh yeah,
No.
no.
Quarterback.
Chargers, Green Bay's not. The
The other
Vikings
thing,
aren't.
Mason, do you think the Browns want Shadur Sanders over Jackson Dart?
Wait, no.
They would be stupid.
Well, what about the Rams?
All right, what I miss?
Everything.
Don't
Because
the
the
Rams have
Rams-
Matt Stafford?
Do they?
Hey,
Do they
well,
still have
man.
Matt Stafford?
Yes, they still have Matt Stafford.
Yeah, but they're probably going to want to. Have they drafted anybody recently that they're trying to develop? Because if not, they
Look right
probably
now.
are in a little bit of need to get a quarterback,
I
at
don't
least have
know.
one on roster to try to develop.
That'd be a big risk to do for the Rams if they have Stafford and
They got Jimmy
pick
G
a quarter
as a backup.
Just get more help elsewhere in the first round right there than your backup
Yeah.
quarterback. That's crazy.
You heard me,
And then
Matt?
we know Baltimore's not. Wait, who? They have Jimmy G.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the backup at the Rams.
Yeah, so they're probably not
And
going to
then
do
Stetson
anything.
Bennett, who
Baltimore,
was their
Baltimore,
project?
no.
they're not.
Lions, no.
Detroit, no.
Commanders,
Washington, no. The Bills, no. The Chiefs, no.
Yep.
Philly,
And then you
no.
got Browns got basically a back-to-back.
And then you got Philly is 32. Where's the Browns at?
They're
They got
right there,
33
33. The first
and
round,
36 from the
first
trade
pick
with
of the
Jacksonville.
the second round.
So they got 2 up there.
But if Shadur's still there, do they want to go Shadur as opposed to Jackson Dart?
They probably are.
I don't
So
think so.
at that point, I'm not trading. If he's available at 40, I'm okay with you taking him. I just don't know if it's worth trading up to go get him.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to. I don't want to give away any more capital. We need to start this rebuild. We don't need to give away.
But you can't just roll out Rattler, Matt. I'm telling you, you can't, as an honest organization, roll out Rattler and say that you're trying to compete. Can't do that. You just can't do that.
What
What if you're
so
not
what's
trying
your-
to compete?
I
Trying to
mean,
get
you are trying to
Well,
compete, but you're kind of like, we need to rebuild other things.
but teams don't do that though, bro. It sounds awesome, but like you can't do that as like because nobody's going to show up to the games. Like you still have to try to have some kind of product. No team ever just says, okay, we're going to purposely like put this dude that sucks out there, and everyone knows he sucks, and we're going to tank this year. You just can't do it that blatantly in the NFL.
Well, that's not
You
even
have,
that.
you have to
that-
at least try to put out a product that
That's
is going
not
to
even.
put
That's not
people
blatant.
in the.
You already
Put-
had a
And
decrease.
You
our-
don't think
and our-
you don't think starting Rattler would be blatantly saying that
'Cause-
we're tanking?
No, because I mean, look at some of the quarterbacks who have come out here recently
Third
with
round pick. I don't
with
know. I don't know what
more.
you're thinking. Starting.
That's a better prospect. Bryce Young is the first one that comes to mind. The dude's hasn't played well at
But he was
all.
a first round pick, so you had that invested. You had that. You have
Yeah,
to
you
keep
paid for a
trying
name.
to do that, right?
Yeah, but that's what I want to avoid. Our need is so great everywhere. Like we don't have room to be
I
going out
understand
on
what you're
limbs.
saying, and logistically and realistically, it makes sense. Like it would be the best case scenario for like the long run, but unfortunately, I think in the NFL they just don't do that. Like you can't just like visibly tank like that.
I don't think that's even visibly
I
tanking.
think it is. I think it is.
Well, I mean, if
you
you're
roll
going to
out
draft a
Rattler as your
quarterback,
starting quarterback, you're saying like we're not even going to try this season.
so you're saying he can't develop though? I mean, granted, I'm
I
the
don't
one who
think
said
he's.
all season long last year, whenever he did get his opportunity, that he
Yeah.
hasn't shown any signs of really developing. I was the first one to say that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm like,
I mean,
I don't want to go use a trade up, get rid of
I
draft
agree.
capital
I
on
understand what
something
you're
that's
saying.
not a guarantee as much as like Bryce Young was
First round back
touted.
off the board.
And
Yeah.
That's
no,
100%
because
going to
Genty
happen, by
went.
the way. The
That's
What's
Saints
up,
are
Trey?
absolutely trading picks. The Saints are
Who
absolutely trading.
the Saints
What'd
are
you
what?
say?
The Saints are absolutely trading some of these picks. They got way too many. They have like 8 or 9 picks.
Get some
It's
for
too
next
many.
year and get rid of some of your cap.
I guess maybe if you want to trade for future picks next year, but they're not making.
I would
now.
trade
Down
for money at
40.
this point.
That's a cap thing too. Yeah.
Where do all our
Like-
picks come in?
I think we have what,
Uh,
3 fourth-round picks?
It's the fourth round. Oh no, third round we have 2.
uh,
We have 9 this year.
Lattimore trade got you a couple picks.
Gotcha.
You got 2 in the 3, 2 in the 4, 1 in the 6, 2 in the 7.
Yeah, they're not using all those picks.
Yeah, they're
so
gonna
there's
trade
going to
some of
kind
those.
of trade.
Trade
I would
up,
be
bro.
okay.
You could trade
If you
a
really believe in
third.
Jackson Dart, if the Saints really believe in
Thank
Jackson
you.
Dart, there's been a lot of smoke behind
Tell him,
it.
Trey.
If they're going
Tell him, Trey.
if they're going to
Talk
trade up
to
for
him,
Jackson
Trey.
Dart, they're absolutely going to trade up. I would be okay with them trading 2 seconds and a third. I'd be okay with them. I'd be okay with them giving up maybe not 2 seconds and a third, but I'd give up for in the round first round pick. I would not give up if we give up a future first.
This is the first time
pissed.
I've agreed with Trey, I think, ever in my life.
You're
You
totally
think he's
pissing
going
me
to be
off.
there at 40?
Y'all pissing me off over here.
Right. Do
It's
you think
usually
he will
me
be
and
there at
Matt
40?
on the same level.
But no, I think there's like some weird stat that like no NFL team has made 9 draft selections before an NFL draft or something like that, or like it's never.
Let's be the
like,
first.
We definitely need 9 new guys. Like, what are you talking
But you
about?
don't
We
get
need
them all
more
through the
than 9
draft.
new guys.
You get them through free
Exactly.
agents. You get them
Exactly.
all
You
over.
need you got to have a good spread. You got a problem everywhere, and you got to start shooting. So yeah, you're going to
But if
use
you believe
all
in a
9 of
quarterback,
them.
if you
And-
believe in a quarterback, then go get your quarterback, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead and get your quarterback.
I agree with you, bro.
Maybe my
So,
problem is stemming from I don't have a belief in any of these quarterbacks in this draft class, and that's why I have
Yeah.
a big reservation about going after a quarterback specifically
So
out
like,
of this draft class.
so like, if Cam Ward was at 9, you wouldn't have picked him.
I literally just asked him the same question. He said no.
He went number 1 in this draft.
Yeah, and I would
Yeah,
have
but
said
number 1
number.
pick doesn't mean he's the
Get
best
on out of
player.
here.
It's just it means the team needs that the most.
So the Trey, you were going, but I asked Mason and I asked Matt. The question was, why do you not think he will be there at 40? Why do you think you have to trade up to go get him?
Because the
Yeah.
Browns
Yeah.
are at 33.
Shedeur Sanders.
Well,
Next
and
question.
Also, you're still
Sorry
right.
if that
You
was
just
Trey's
literally
question.
you can trade up and get it, right? So who knows? Who knows
But-
what's really going to happen when it comes to that?
Yeah, no
So
one
wait.
knows who's going to go and win.
I like your Shedeur Sanders theory there.
Yeah, I think he's going to go next, and I think
I think he's your
according
next
to who's
quarterback
up
off the board.
for
What
real,
if-
and I think he's to the Browns too. Looking at all these next
What
picks.
about Patriots? Do the Patriots have a quarterback?
Are they
Yeah,
going to
Danny
rock with
Etling.
Drake?
Do
Danny
the
Etling.
Raiders? Do the Raiders have a quarterback? Oh yeah, they have. No, do the Raiders have?
No, they
the
don't.
Raiders will
They
pick
don't
a quarterback.
They do not.
And
I
New
don't think
England's
so.
still
They'll
rocking
pick
with
it.
Drake May, I think.
Titans, Giants have to pick before us. Like,
Patriots have Drake May. So they might take a shot on somebody.
what about the Raiders? They got O'Connell. They almost were
but the
talking about
Patriots
picking
went,
Shedeur
oh.
Sanders at 5 for the Raiders because
The
Tom
Raiders
Brady
have Gardner
liked him.
Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
Exactly. They could very well go pick Dart. And now
There
you
you
got
go.
Dart and Genty. Like,
Yeah,
that's a
they went
fucking
off.
awesome draft.
Brewer had
Talk
some
about
of the
a
worst
draft.
interviews. according to one executive, well, the worst in-person interview he's ever had
Who?
for a draft prospect of all time. Shador.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, I saw that.
They
thing he
didn't say
sent
which.
us,
It's an anonymous one.
yeah,
I mean,
Of
Cleveland's
course
gonna.
it's
About
anonymous.
I
You're
don't,
talking about Deion Sanders' son.
dude. He should be.
I'm
He should
telling
be
you,
a
you got to
fourth
get
round
Jackson.
pick.
If you want Jackson Dart, you got to get him at 32 because he's not gonna, or 34. You got to trade up to 32 or 34, or trade 33 with the Browns. But he's gonna go in one of those, either 33, 34, or 35. Will Levis, is he any good? Is
No,
no, exactly. So that's
in my
Titans.
opinion. In my
Well,
I
I
don't.
mean,
opinion,
I don't think the
look at
Titans are
Tennessee though.
banking on them.
But
I
look at
don't think the
Tennessee though.
Titans.
They're doing that. They're rebuilding.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna.
Shock.
I don't think they're gonna
So,
roll out.
if it's-
Oh boy,
that
I
should-
think they.
You guys
I can
think
see them going to get
Minnesota's
dark.
a dark candidate for Shador?
Huh?
You guys don't think Minnesota's a dark horse candidate for Shador?
Where do you see
Minnesota?
Minnesota at?
not with Sam Darnold.
The 24th pick.
Are you talking about round 1,
He's not
24?
on that team
Okay.
anymore. Darnold's on that team anymore.
No, Darnold's on
The
the Seahawks
Raiders?
now.
Yeah, he's
The
with the
Raiders might go
Seahawks.
Jalen Milrow.
Nah, they'll go Jackson Dart right there. I'm telling you.
Mason, what do you
Someone
think about Kelvin Banks?
But about what? The
Banks
pick?
pick? Yeah.
I don't know the
You know,
guy too
Fuaga
much,
was a
to
right
be
tackle
honest.
originally. So
I
Fuaga was a
just
right tackle originally. So he could kick back to right tackle, and you got a chance to slide Penning to one of the guard spots. I like to pick a lot.
Agreed.
I mean, it sounds good, but I don't know. I've had I'm scarred from offensive linemen in round 1.
Yeah, but Penning, we knew that we traded back in. That, speaking of wasted draft capital, we traded back up to get Penning, and he turned out to be a shit show.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why I'm scorned on not
maybe
wanting
you're
to do it
sore.
for Dart
Maybe
too.
you're sore. So maybe that's sore for you. Yeah,
Trey,
but we've never
gonna
done
ask-
it with a quarterback. We've never
I'm gonna
went
ask
and
you this
we
because I don't
never
think
went and
they're gonna
tried to go
know.
get.
That's true.
Would you?
Fuck it. If we go for a quarterback, hey, maybe you can talk me into it. And we do need a quarterback. I will agree, but
We
I
do.
just don't want to go after.
Would you rather trade up to get
Ridiculous.
Jackson Dart or to get a value pick in Quinn Ewers in one of your third and fourth round picks? Somebody that
But see,
has.
Quinn, I think
If
he's just going to wind up being another Hayner or another Rattler or another just
Yeah,
mediocre
let's not
backup quarterback.
yeah, that I will agree with Mason. If we're gonna do it, okay, then
You got to either
it,
got to go
it
all
takes
in
someone
or
that's
not.
that's supposed to develop into a
Right,
good
exactly.
starting
Fair enough.
NFL,
Right,
as opposed to let's see if we can develop this dude.
right. Because you might as well just say Rattler's that is Ewer.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah, exactly
know?
my point. Yeah, no, don't try to take
impressive
another project.
at all whatsoever.
I'm-
Nothing about Quinn Ewers impresses me at all whatsoever. Nothing. I never thought he was a good quarterback. Those Texas teams were loaded, and Sarkisian, I think, cost Texas the national title by just not playing Arch. They're just trying to
Yeah.
figure it out with him.
Its pride got in the way.
See, that's
And Arch is some
Perfect.
end all be all prospect. He definitely has more talent than Quinn.
yeah.
You got a higher ceiling for sure.
Quinn has poor arm strength, does not play well against the best competition, which I think is one of the bigger things. I think he's had the last good game he had in college was when Texas went to Alabama and beat them last year. And I don't think that that was 2 years ago, I mean. And then I don't think there's nothing elite about him. I think Jackson Dart has elite intangibles. I don't think he's an elite arm thrower. He's an elite arm talent.
You talking about Dart?
I think he's
Ewers.
a player that's
Ewers.
Dart's
still on
improved every
Ewers.
single year he's been in college. Ewers is trash, but Dart, on the other hand, has just improved every single year that he's been in college. My concerns with Jackson Dart is that the offense that he runs at Ole Miss is very simplistic, and I would question how that would translate to him being in a pro style game. If this was the NFL 20 years ago,
He'd be great.
He is somebody I would kill to draft and have sit for 2-3 years, a la Aaron Rodgers, to study behind a guy like Drew to get ready. Because Jackson Dart, I think, could be that dude one day. I think he does need to go into a good situation to be successful. And depending on the organization, he could have a very different career. Like, I think he could be very good, but if he goes to the, something not done or organization not run very well, it could be very bad for him.
So
Because I don't know that he can figure it out. I don't know that he's got that elevate status. Um, that
What about that
quarterback
guy?
that this guy
Well,
doesn't
then
have.
he
This guy
shouldn't go to
doesn't
the
have.
Saints then,
This guy
because
back here can't make the guys better around him.
if the offensive line has the same outcome as what was last year, you're saying he can't go to a scenario like that. That's us.
Oh yeah, we're a bad scenario
That's
right now.
been
We're gonna
us
have
the past couple of years.
You gotta hope. You gotta hope that this offensive line's gonna get shored up. You gotta hope that often injuries or receivers can stay healthy.
That's
And
why I
you
like
gotta
the
hope
O
that
line pick. That's why I said go O line again.
let's say you gotta hope that the head coach that's as old as Cam Jordan is gonna be a good coach.
Yeah, golden wide receiver out of Texas or
one of the things that you just said about Quinn Ewers just
Green
made me
Bay.
actually more excited about the Saints draft pick in the first round. Like the fact that he was a subpar quarterback against really good talent, and your boy only gave up 1 sack. Like, I definitely think we had a slam dunk with our draft pick.
Yeah, I like the O line pick. It was the number one need and the 1A 1B type offensive lineman. So I correct choice in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Just to go after O
Yeah, so
line.
the Quinn Ewers in 2024. So we're talking about just the good teams, okay? Quinn Ewers against Georgia, 25 for 43, 58% completion percentage, 211 yards on 43 attempts.
Sound like a nuts game.
Let's see here.
That was Nussmeier?
Quinn
No,
Ewers.
these are Quinn Ewers stats.
I
Against
know who it was.
Texas A&M had a good defense, 17 and 28.
What does he drive, Matt? What does he drive?
Against Georgia, 27 to 46. He played well against Clemson, but even Clemson, he had an okay completion percentage, but he still wasn't throwing. It's not. It just there's multiple sub 200-yard games, 31 touchdowns and 12 picks in 14 games. I'm sorry,
How
16
many
games
picks?
last year.
And what was Jackson Dart's stats?
Hold on, wait a minute. 14 games. He played 14 games last year. I'm sorry. 31 touchdowns, 12 picks, 65.8 completion percentage. Jackson Dart. I know Jackson Dart had a better year.
He had 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and a QBR of 86.3 on the year.
Oh.
In his big games, so in Georgia, he went 13 for 22 for 200 yards. Against LSU, he went 24 for 42, 280 with the 2 long balls that got dropped. And then that's it. They didn't play anybody else. They didn't play another ranked team the entire year last year.
I cannot find this guy's stats. Let's see.
Who?
Hold on.
Whose stats are you looking for?
Whose?
Right. So like every year, his completion percentage rose.
Whose?
He's talking about Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart's.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't play anybody last year, Trey.
Ole Miss,
He was
SEC. He had an SEC schedule, so he couldn't have played absolutely nobody.
he didn't he played two ranked teams the entire year.
Yeah.
Georgia and us. They got to play Mississippi State, Florida, Arkansas, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Kentucky. That was his SEC schedule last year.
It's not. It's pretty weak. Yeah,
It's very weak,
yeah,
considering
yes.
Florida sucked. Mississippi
Yeah.
State was terrible. I mean, and he lost. No, he didn't. He beat Georgia, but he only threw 22 times. He went 13 for 22 with 199 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. That was his stat line.
Not a great one.
Yeah. And I mean, his completion percentage was 69%, but he threw 93% against Mid-10 State University.
We're not gonna let that, guys.
Got some padded stats there. Is that what you're trying to say? He had a
I'm just-
really good game against a nobody team to help bolster.
I'm not high on Jackson Dart like you guys are. I saw
I'm-
him play at LSU, and he had a great game, and his numbers would have looked a lot better if his wide receivers don't drop those passes. I just like he's a
I'm not high.
he's a third round pick for me. The only reason he's going to go higher is because there just aren't a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, the draft
Quarterback
class.
need-
That's why I don't want
Exactly.
to.
I'm sorry,
Like-
I blanked out for a second. I was reading a text message. Who are we?
Eventually,
what
Jackson
quarterback?
Dart's not good. We're not going to draft him.
What about that guy from Louisville or whatever? Tyler Show or whatever. Show.
What is he
Y'all know anything
projected?
about him?
He's projected a fourth round pick.
He's the fourth quarterback projected to be picked in the whole draft before Quinn Ewers.
So after Shador and Jackson Dart, they project him.
Yeah,
All right. So last year,
but again, he's just another. That's another rattler. That's another.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid-round,
Don't go after another
It's a
quarterback
toss up. It's a toss up
with
guy.
a draft pick. I
Right,
mean,
right.
like
he
don't do
played
it if
6 years in college. I don't want him on my team.
He's an old.
He wasn't-
He's an old guy.
He's an old guy. I don't want him.
hey, Taysom was an old guy.
And he's still not playing quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. He's not a quarterback.
Like-
That's true.
I want a quarterback. He had a decent
Well, who
completion
else was like
percentage. He had
that?
decent numbers, but he didn't play anybody.
Wasn't Carson Beck in the league forever or something, or in the college forever? Who was it? Come on, help me out.
Was
I'm
it
saying
Kel-
back?
Kel-
Was
Kellen
that
Somebody was like
Clemson?
old as shit at quarterback for I think Georgia or something.
Stetson Bennett.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's
who it was. Wasn't he like 20
He was a-
something, like 25 or something? Crazy,
Who-
24.
yeah. Who's he with now? He's behind Jimmy Garoppolo and
Oh, he's at the Rams.
Rams. Thank you. Jeez Louise, I couldn't.
I didn't know he was with the Rams.
You know.
But see, those guys get picked, but I don't think
The
any
Vikings
GM or
went-
coach says
went
like
guard.
this is going to be our quarterback.
Oh, and the Giants just
The
traded
Giants just traded up.
up. Yep.
There you
They
go.
might be going.
They're
to
going to get
the
Shadur
QB.
Sanders.
Yeah.
They're going to get Shadur right now.
Yep. Now, second quarterback's fixing to go.
Yep.
So who did the Giants have? Who's their running back? They had they had
Dog
that
shit.
rookie that actually no, that rookie, I think what was his name?
They need a running back. Oh wait, no, they don't.
Oh boy, yeah, the rookie played pretty decently last year, if
Yeah.
I recall. I just can't remember that dude's name.
So is it Jackson Dart, Shadur, or Jalen Milrow?
Shador.
For the
I wouldn't.
Giants?
I wouldn't do it, but I think it's
They got
Shador.
Jackson Dart hugging people right now on television.
Oh, for real?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Jackson Dart's gonna be down.
Okay.
Thank God. That way we can quit talking about it, dude. Just
Yeah, I
take your
guess so.
build your team up.
Well, now you know what you
And-
got to do, and you definitely don't go trade up for Shador Sanders because I swear to God, I'm
No.
taking
You
my
don't
tattoo
draft
off.
Shador Sanders at all.
I'm cutting my arm off that I had the tattoo on. If we do that,
Matt, you
I'm
like
not going to
Shador?
remove the tattoo. I'm going to cut my whole arm off.
Stop, Matt. There's no way you like Shador. There's
No.
no way.
No,
Oh.
he hates.
I will
Shador.
have an aneurysm if we fucking take Shador.
I will cut this arm off right there.
Break it off, Pepe Le Pew.
Swear to God.
There's no
Swear to
way
God.
that we're gonna trade up
Dude,
for Shador.
he's awful. Okay,
I
did
just
y'all
don't
watch?
like the dude's personality for a
I don't either.
quarterback.
But did you watch the beginning of the draft?
I
At the
didn't get
very
to.
beginning of the draft, they were talking about, like, after Cam Ward got drafted, they were talking about how Shador's the next quarterback, and they were trying to show highlight film of him. Every single ball underthrown
Oh yeah,
in
dude.
traffic.
Whatever they were
Dude, his
watching
highlight film is terrible.
Shador?
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I was
he
watching
is
the
not
highlights
good.
too on that, and I was actually
Dude,
saying the same thing. On the highlights, I'm like
I was
underthrown,
like, oh, that was a
blown,
great play by
blown,
Travis Hunter.
blown coverage, throwing to a
Everything
wide open man. I
terrible,
was like, all of this is just
terrible.
not good.
He's just not
I
good.
don't know, man. And I just don't like the drama that's going to be behind him. His dad's always going to be
I don't.
in the
Yeah,
back pocket of the team that he goes on. If
he reminds
anything
me of
bad
Lonzo Ball.
happens, exactly, yeah, exactly, and
Yep.
LeVar Ball and everything.
I don't want the big baller brand here in
Nah, bro.
New Orleans.
I'm good on all that. I don't need Deion Sanders in the back pocket of the Saints organization talking
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think
with all that drama.
that's
I
a perfect
guarantee you
storm
that's
of
going to
bad.
happen.
Yeah,
I
no,
guarantee you
Now,
that's going to happen.
I wouldn't want
I
that.
haven't talked to either one of y'all about this. Y'all like Kellen Moore, right? We like him as the next coach, or what?
I have
I'll-
optimism for him for sure.
Yeah.
I have optimism.
I like his body of work, so yeah, I like him.
Yes.
I like that
Love
he's
what he did
young.
with Jalen.
I like that he's young.
Yeah, and the offense under in Dallas, whenever he was over the offensive coordinating position there, they had a great offense.
Yeah,
I mean, that was never their issue.
yeah. I think
So
he's. I think he.
Hungry.
I think I'm optimistic about him.
yeah,
But it's just can if you start Rattler, like what the hell? What are you gonna do, man? What do you
So
expect? What do you expect to
kind of
happen
led
for
into my
Kellen
next
Moore?
question.
play to his
Do you think
strengths, like shore
do you
up
think he
the.
can get something out of Spencer?
I think so, as long
I
as you
mean,
design
I think
something
you can
to
maybe
it.
get more out of Spencer, but I don't think you can take a team anywhere with Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, I don't think
And
you're
what
going to
you
win a
and
Super
what
Bowl,
you
but
But
I
then what
won't
you'll
be.
wind up doing is having a 500 season and picking 16th next year or something, 17th, 20th.
Okay,
when's the last time?
that's
When's the
fine.
last time the
Sucks.
Saints picked in the top 10?
Yeah, but with all these picks that we've one accumulated this year,
Yeah.
or two, I don't think we've traded away the farm next year. We can trade back up if we deem like Arch develops
Yeah.
into some like god of a quarterback prospect coming out
Yeah.
of college next year.
In a perfect world, dude, I'd
But at least take
Arch is
care of
going to
your
tear it up,
needs.
and we start Rattler just like you say. Arch tears
Thank
it
you.
up in
Tank for
college,
Arch.
and you tank for Arch.
You don't even have to
Yeah.
tank for him. Just
Hey, it's Jackson. It's Jackson Dart.
yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah. Look at. I mean, he can't even like. He's trying to like hide.
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I
He's
don't
trying
have
to
it up
hide the
either.
fact that it's him. Yeah, it's him. Now the question is, what did they give up for that pick? Because that's what you would have had to give up, right?
Hey, Milrow might be there in third round, right? Fourth round.
I'd be down it to get Milrow if we're getting rid of
Right.
Taysom.
Another trade.
just
The
have a
Falcons are
Taysom
moving back into the
report.
first two.
Oh yeah, the
The
Falcons
Falcons just
moved up.
traded in.
So
The
they might be
Giants
going. No,
get-
they're not
They
going
might go
quarterback.
They're not going quarterback.
They got Penix last year. There's no way
Yeah,
they
they're
go.
not going anywhere. But they're going next. They're going
But
into
they,
26th.
you would think they're going after what they think is a sure pick on offensive line. Then
There you go. Jackson Dart, Ole Miss. So what did they just give up? Hold on. What was that? They gave up 25. I was looking for the breakdown.
and the Falcons moved up. I would think they're going to go after O
Where are
line.
they
There's no
going?
way they go quarterback. Maybe skill
go-
position,
They
wide
could
receiver.
go.
Because who do they have? They only have a Drake or no London. Yeah, Drake
ESPN
London.
says they need an edge rusher, defensive tackle, a center, a safety, and a wide receiver. Best fit is James Pierce from Tennessee. Dude, it looked like the Giants gave up a lot
Jackson
to get
Dart
that.
to neighbors, huh?
Oh
Huh?
shit!
Wait, what?
I didn't think about that, dude.
Dart to neighbors. Be right back.
Malik Neighbors.
Oh
That's
yeah.
gonna be fun to watch. All right, I gotta feed the dogs. I'll be right back. Matt, you about to get left by yourself, bro.
Shit, we finna all be back here, hear me?
I can still hear you.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm finna put my headphones down, you hear me? I'll be right back.
We're going to a commercial break real quick. The foreign movie? It's a foreign movie? Yo. Everybody left, sure.
Yo,
Yo.
where we at?
Dart to the Giants. Traded up.
Oof.
So Dart to Neighbors. That'll
That's
be fun to
gross.
watch.
That's gross.
Um,
How long were you by yourself?
what?
How long
I
were you
just
by
got
yourself?
back too. There was nobody here for like 30 seconds.
It's probably best.
I said I said I gotta
Probably best.
go get some water, and Jason said I'll be right back. I gotta mess with my dog or something, feed my dog. And then Matt said I'll be right back. I'm like, what? I said I guess we're going to a commercial break.
Yeah. Oof.
But yeah, they traded up Giants.
Mm-hmm.
25th pick, they got Jackson Dart.
So this is what we were talking about. So they traded their first.
So now the
Or they traded-
Browns are going to get
they
Shador
traded second.
Sanders at 33, probably.
So they traded a second round pick, a third round pick, and a 26th third round pick for a first. That's a great trade. It's not bad at all.
Yeah,
The Falcons
that is a
acquired
good
picks
trade.
number 20. The Falcons just traded back up.
Yeah.
Oof.
Wonder who they're trying to go after.
Good trade for who? Was it a good trade for? Let's see. The Falcons get the
Giants.
first round pick, the third round pick, and the Rams get the second round pick, first round pick, and a seventh round pick. Next year's first round pick.
The Giants just had to give up a second, a high second, and 2/3 to get back into the first. Which again, if you believe in your quarterback, that's not terrible.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mason brought up a great point. Watching Jackson Dart to Malik Neighbors, that's gonna be fun to watch. Just
Yeah,
go get
it
the ball.
is.
Go get the ball.
Oh man,
I'm definitely
If we
going to draft Malik Neighbors in my fantasy league.
oh no,
They went the edge
oh
rusher.
no,
They
went
traded up
edge?
for the edge rusher.
oh
James
no,
Pierce.
I mean, let the Falcons do whatever they want, Ref. Like it.
oh god. Hey,
I don't
so
know
they
anything
showed,
about him.
Jason, I think you called that one.
Yeah.
they showed a pic of the
I just can't
Saints
believe they
war
did
room.
that though.
Guess who was in the
What?
Saints war room?
Hmm.
Willie Green.
Fucking kidding me. Are you being serious?
I'm dead serious.
Bro,
Oh
get him
my
get him
God.
out of
Get
there.
him out of there.
What are
He's
we
probably like,
doing?
he's like, dude, let's go pick the nicest guy we can.
But
It's
kiss me
blocking it
fucking.
out. It's blocking out the
Yeah,
terrible. Damn it.
Elon doesn't want to say.
your Android doesn't look good.
I should have.
Highly doubt it has anything to do with Android, but let's
I
get him
didn't
out of there
click the-
nonetheless.
Explain your background, Trey.
Well, this
Is the greatest quarterback to ever live.
is all I need to explain.
What does
This
it mean?
was a mistake. This was a mistake.
That's what that means. You
That's what it
hate that
means.
guy. You hate that guy.
I'm-
He's
he
probably one
gives
of
me
your
more
most
than-
hated.
He gives me so many reasons to hate him. He makes it very, very easy.
Definitely. I've known Trey for, well, all of his life.
He makes it
And this is
so
definitely his most hated quarterback for the Saints that has
Maybe
ever existed.
player ever, maybe. I know, because you got
Oh,
like Matt
man.
Ryan's and
No,
all
no, no.
those.
Definitely, no, yeah. Definitely not the most hated player.
No. My most hated Saint of all time is 1000% Jared Cook on the football side.
Yeah,
Darren Sharper for the stuff. But
Who's your
Jared Cook,
favorite? Who's your
always
favorite
plays on
player of
Sunday.
all time
for the
the
fumble.
Saints? And why is he currently on the roster right now? No,
That's
it's
currently
Will
my
Clapp.
favorite Saint on the roster.
You can't say Drew Brees here. You can't say Drew Brees.
Will Clapp.
Will
Favorite
Clapp.
Saint all time, not Drew Brees, is
Yeah.
really close between. Let's do three, and I'm gonna try to go from three. Okay, Cam Jordan
Okay.
comes to mind a lot. It used to be, I would say, Kamara had a strong shot. He really did.
He's falling off for you.
Probably,
Kamar's
yeah,
falling
a
down
little
for you
bit, not a lot, but I don't
I
know that
used
I
to
can say
love
he's my
watching Mark
all-time,
Ingram.
because the
He's
guys that
one
I
of
would
your
pick ahead
favorites?
of him just.
We'll do this.
Colston.
We'll go turn by turn. We'll do the top three Saints of all time.
All right, so I'm going to
Drew
go Cam Jordan, Colston, and then
in order.
I can't give you a third. Those two just stick out so hard to me. I'd probably go those two guys. And I'd probably go Cam Jordan number one. Non-Drew Brees favorite.
And we are not now. We're not. Drew Brees is not an option, right?
Right. Yeah.
No, he's
Okay.
not.
All
Top
right.
two or top three. All right, Mason, it was yours, so you want to go next? Who's your top?
Who? Jason.
Top Saints. No, Mason.
Oh.
We got to figure out some nicknames. Mason and Jason.
How
two.
about Tarver? 'Cause that's what everybody calls me anyway.
I think my favorite Saints are Joe Horn,
That's a good one.
Okay.
Pierre Thomas,
Yeah, I like Pierre. I was gonna say
and
Pierre was close for me too.
it kind of falls off after that, I guess. Like you said on your two, Trey. But I mean, I guess AK.
Like longevity, I think. Like Pierre did it
because
for a
like
while, but he didn't do it as long
Cam
as
Jordan.
Colston
Yeah,
did.
you're
Cam
right.
Jordan.
Cam Jordan's like a true saint. Like he's like a freaking saint.
Yeah.
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 But I don't know. Of course, I love Cam Jordan, but he just didn't do it for me like Joe Horn and Pierre Thomas. I just
Okay,
love the way
Matt, who do you-
Pierre Thomas had heart and just his
Yeah.
backstory and how like he wasn't drafted high. But you could say that for Colston. But I think Colston was a product of how tall he was. I think I get a lot of hate from Trey on this. He's heard me say
I
this
don't know, bro.
before.
Colston was a dog, dude. How many
He
catches
was
over the
he was good, but I
Did he-
think that Drew Brees and his height and just that perfect combination of where Drew was able to just put it
Mhm.
up top like that, and he was just so accurate at putting the ball high for Colston, made Colston that. But I saw Colston drop so many, stone hands, and he wasn't fast. It was just Drew. I think it was a lot of Drew. If it wasn't for Drew, I don't think Colston would have been Colston. And Colston's the only Saints jersey I have in my closet.
I think Colston. My
Yeah.
big thing with Colston is he's probably the best in traffic high point receiver we've ever had, and my guys just sacrifice his body so much.
I don't know. I just felt like
I agree. It's this perfect synergy. Perfect synergy.
I
with
think
Drew.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what made Colston was that plus the stars kind of aligned there.
He never let his jaw get broken in an NFC divisional game like Pierre did.
Ever.
Bum. Why are you letting that happen, Pierre? Matt, who's your top Saints? Non-Drew Brees.
Yeah, no, it has to be Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan, obviously number one. I kind of got to go Jimmy Graham, and
Oh,
then probably Deuce McAllister is one of my favorites.
Dude, it's a good one.
And then right behind that, just for the sake of like watching football, Taysom right behind that, just for the
There
sake
we go.
of
yeah,
There we
Taysom.
Because they have the
no,
same last name. Because
no,
they have
no,
the same last
for the
name.
sake of no, just for the sake of watching football. Like, is he gonna return
What
a
position do you
kick for a
play?
touchdown? Is
Football.
he gonna run a touchdown? Is he gonna pass for a touchdown? Is he gonna receive for a touchdown? Is he gonna block a punt? Is he gonna
Yeah, he's
like
one of the most unique players ever,
so just for the sake of, like I
for
said,
sure.
watching football, I would just have to throw him out there. But my
Yeah.
top three, Cam Jordan, it kind of has to be Cam Jordan. Long-term Saint, would love to see him retire a Saint. I would love to see him retire now a Saint.
Right.
This year, done.
Right now, actually, I want to see a tweet
Right
come
now.
out with him retiring. Love him. Best non-Drew Brees Saint. Even if
Mhm.
I had Drew Brees on the board, I still might go Cam Jordan just because I love Cam Jordan.
Number one over
Yeah,
Drew.
yeah, just I
Oh,
love
we're doing
Cam
nine.
Jordan. His
Drew
leadership,
Brees.
his
Don't speak
attitude,
about
his
Drew like that.
I'm not
I mean, it's not there.
I'm just
There's
saying
no one above.
I'm just saying I
There's no
appreciate
man
Cam
or
Jordan
human
just
being
as much
above
as
Drew
I
Brees.
appreciate Drew Brees. So
Drew Brees is number one human, not just Saints.
Drew Brees. Why I
Saints.
know that the guy behind me is a bum.
Jesus,
I know what a bum
Jesus, yeah,
quarterback
you're right. He's
maybe.
number two. Is Drew's two.
See them.
There's one reason why I know what a bum quarterback looks like, and
And
it's
then
Drew Brees.
Jimmy
And
Graham.
that's why.
I'm surprised nobody said Jimmy Graham. Like,
You said Jimmy Graham, didn't you?
yeah, no, I'm saying like
No,
I'm
he's
surprised
saying
none of y'all
besides
mentioned him,
him.
but
Oh,
yeah, because
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
what the hell?
longevity just Jimmy's issue. Just longevity.
Yeah, well, yeah,
yeah,
it's
longevity.
most
He's a
players don't
fun
spend
player,
their
man.
entire
Fun,
career
fun
with
to
one
watch.
team though, so I don't fault. Like, but
To me,
when he was there,
he kind of mixes with the other tight ends like the Shockeys and the because you could say Jeremy Shockey was
Jeremy Shockey
like
was good. He didn't produce like
up
fucking Jimmy
there,
Graham did.
but he was up there with, like some people would say some of their favorite Saints. Jeremy Shockey.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
was a fan favorite for sure when he played.
Oh,
with us.
Shockey was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Shockey was
yeah,
there
yeah.
even shorter term than
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Graham.
And you got guys, dark horses like who's my
Lance Moore,
boy?
baby.
Yeah, you got Lance Moore.
There could have been
Um,
Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles was one of my
oh my
favorites whenever
God,
he
I
had
can't
his
believe
my
I
stint
wife's
with
freaking
favorite
the
is Darren
name.
Sproles.
huh?
It's one of my wife's favorites is Darren Sproles.
Yeah, Sproles was again short stint with the Saints, but loved when we had Darren
And
Sproles.
like a lot of defensive guys too, like Demario and
Yeah,
Jonathan Vilma.
yeah, Vilma, yeah, Demario.
Those are good ones.
Oh, it blurs it out.
And what's his name?
What was that
Uh,
Armstead?
Kyle
No,
Turley.
my
That's who I was
three.
thinking of. Kyle Turley was one of my favorites,
Oh,
dude.
Turley.
Because I went to a game with my dad. It's like a personal thing. I went to a game with my dad, and it was the game against the Jets, and they had this big dog pile on Aaron Brooks, and in the dog pile, they were tugging on Aaron Brooks' face mask. Kyle Turley saw that happening and went over to the dude who was tugging on Aaron Brooks' face mask in the dog pile and ripped his helmet off of him. Ran like stumbled out of the dog pile and started running around with the Jets helmet in his hand, like it was his head. And
I
he
think I
launched
remember
it,
that.
and then he launched it
Yeah,
across
that's
the
famous.
field.
That's
Yeah.
pretty famous. You were at that game? That's crazy.
I was
man.
at that game, dude,
Oh shit, I
That's
didn't know
dope.
that.
with my dad.
That's
It
what's
was
up.
so awesome. Yeah, it was so freaking cool. It looked like he protected Aaron Brooks. That was a cool thing to do. And then it's the fact like it almost symbolized like it was the dude's head.
Off with
And he
his
just
head.
threw it. And you can see like on the
Showed more heart
replays,
than
he's
Aaron
like
Brooks did his
ripping it
entire
up.
tenure saying,
Jeez, Aaron Brooks.
Crazy.
And then safety out of Georgia went to Baltimore. Starks.
Oh, Yeah, I gotta check on that.
Well, I think you're all wrong. I think you're all wrong with your top three.
Jason,
who's
what's your top three?
Number one, Thomas Morstead.
Let's go.
That's a good one. That's a
Hey,
One of the
sneaky good.
greatest punters. Loved watching him play. I
He's
went
loved by the city too, man. He loves the city,
Exactly.
and the city loves him too.
all
Sure.
three of y'all said Cam Jordan, so I actually went to Mario Davis. I mean,
Yeah.
just good dude,
There's a lot of
good
guys who
person,
embrace
loves
the
the city.
more than others. Yeah.
And then I actually had Lance Moore. I used to love watching him because
Yeah.
I didn't become a fan of the Saints until like 2 years before the Super Bowl. So for me, I was like, that was the middle of Lance Moore just being a dog.
Yeah. Do y'all know how Lance Moore ended his career?
Mm-mm.
It's a funny story. So he played with the Saints the whole time, and then he actually got picked up by the Falcons.
Yeah.
And he went to like I think maybe
Oh,
one or
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
practices.
Oh yeah,
One or two
yeah, yeah.
I
practices,
remember. I
and
think
then said
he had to retire.
and
Yeah, yeah. I
retired.
think. Yeah. I remember that. As soon as you started, I was like, "Wait, I remember this."
Yeah.
I
It was like
remember
the
it coming
most
out like
Saint
a
thing
short
to do.
article coming out that he said I
Yeah.
had to retire a
Yeah, I
Saint. I
just couldn't do
couldn't
it.
go
He
play
walked
for
in
the
the
Falcons.
facility and he's like, I can't do this shit, dude. That's like such a Saint thing to do, man. So, and he's all over Saints media and stuff, and
Still to this day.
still involved. Yeah, a lot of those guys like they like Deuce and on him, and who else? Who's the lineman that does commentary sometimes?
Was
Will
that
Clark.
Streif?
I
Zach
think
Streif.
it's Streif. I
Yeah.
think it's Streif. Yeah.
Trey and I were talking about this about LSU. I feel like once you become a part of a place that just kind of puts their arms around you and just kind of accepts you, I don't think you ever really leave. So if you're, once a Tiger, always a Tiger. Same thing with the Saints organization. I feel like if you're in there, you're a Saint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a
The
lot of the
city
players
does
feel
that.
that way
Yeah.
too. The city does that. The state does that. And I feel like you don't have a lot of that lately.
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
true. That's very true.
That's a leadership issue. That's all that is. Yeah, two of the best leaders in and a lot of good sub leaders behind them.
Yeah, you're
in
right.
Drew Brees and Sean. You had guys like Demario Davis, Jonathan Vilma, and Cam Jordan. You had guys like Marcus Colston setting the example.
Vilma, man.
You had guys that just were such competitive. You had guys that were leaders through how competitive they were. With like Mike Thomas before he lost his mind, and guys like Alvin Kamara that fought hard. You got guys like Mark Ingram that maybe weren't great at the beginning of their careers, but then turned it around and just through effort just show their determination. Like
right, and that's contagious. That feeds through
that's
your
the
team.
leadership. That's the mindset. But the common denominator with all the players that I just named for you was Sean Payton. And it really was that guy. That's why I was so frustrated when this guy quit the Saints. It sucked because you knew that he most likely just was burnt out. But there's no like leap year. You can't like just take a semester off, and come back and be a coach of the same team. I wish that's what we did. God bless. I wish there was some crazy thing we could have done with that. So
Wouldn't that have been hilarious? Been like, hey, Sean, yeah, take a year off. Take 2 years off if you need it, but take a year off.
Take a year off. We're going to start
We'll,
Spencer Rattler.
we'll have like an interim coach, and it's like we got an injured quarterback and out for the season.
He did it at LSU.
Dude, Sean Payton answered the question of was it Drew, was it Sean, or was it both? And both, because it wasn't just Drew for sure, because Sean made the Broncos. They're a good organization all of a sudden now. And they're competitive now, and
they're competitive. But
and like
all of a sudden they have buy-in.
He's missing that
one
little
year.
part.
Yeah, was that?
I think Bo Nix is going to have a massive slump this year. I think he caught people by surprise.
That can happen.
I think he's gonna, and I think the sophomore slump's going to hit him a lot harder. Now, Sean Payton's smart enough to try and work around that.
Right.
But I think it was the both of them. I think it was a combined effort between the two of them, and they just ran into really bad luck in the playoffs.
Yeah.
3 times, twice.
Yeah.
So because you win those games, you're winning the Super Bowl. You were the best team in the league multiple
Yeah.
years.
Right. It's true. Some shitty Super Bowls happen,
Yeah,
but between teams that we could have beat both of them.
yeah, that's the worst.
The
Whenever
Rams
the
won.
Super Bowl game is the NFC title or the AFC title.
Right,
I hate
right,
it.
right, right, right.
Yeah, Saints had a couple of seasons cut too short due to circumstances.
The Rams shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and the Patriots weren't that
No.
good that year.
I didn't get your Derek Carr take, Mason.
I didn't ask. I wasn't asked for one. Are you
Okay.
asking me for one now?
What do you think of his brother talking to the bully reporters for him? Hey, David, go talk to the
Wait,
reporters. They're
wait.
being super mean.
Tell me more. I don't know anything about this. You got it. What
I
happened?
text you what he said
I'm
on the
sorry, I
phone.
didn't see it.
Okay, here we go.
Watching, he wasn't paying attention.
I'm sorry.
All right, David Carr on the NFL Network said that Derek has been working with Mickey Loomis to figure out what the best move forward is. The Saints have been aware of the shoulder injury. This is all David Carr saying this on NFL Network. Saints have been aware of the shoulder injury since the day it happened. They believe it happened during the Carolina game when he broke his wrist. Derek didn't throw for a long time because of the injury, and when he started throwing, it's still there. Surgery and no surgery are both a possibility. And of course, Derek would prefer to rehab and play this season, but he doesn't have an answer right now.
So they're saying it's still up in the air for him to play?
Yeah.
That's even worse than saying I'm not able to play. Because it doesn't allow you to prepare for the season knowing who your quarterback's going to be. You got to prepare with two different quarterbacks?
Yeah, it does. No. Why would it? You
Because
always
I think
prepare
this
for the
is one of
worst.
This is
but
mismanaged.
you
on a
roll out
malicious
your
way.
starters.
Yeah, your starter is now
You don't know who your
Rattler.
starter is.
Is Rattler.
It could be Derek Carr. Is what are you saying?
Yeah, and if he's healthy, he can go ahead and step right in. But you have a question mark as to who your quarterback is going to be. It's not a question anymore.
But you train the whole off season based on knowing who your starter is going to be. That's
Right.
the whole point. And if you don't know if it's going to be Rattler or Derek Carr, that makes things really muddy in the whole organization of how you go about practice and like what you really focus on. Do you focus on Derek Carr being your primary guy, or you focus on Rattler being your primary guy?
Rattler. You Rattler because in practice he's not going to be
so
throwing.
then you
Carr's
don't
not
even
going to be out there.
you don't even worry about
Forget all of that. Forget all that.
developing
Forget
other
all
guys
of
with
that.
Carr.
Forget all that. Back up a little bit for a second with me, guys, okay? So what happened with Derek Carr's contract after that injury? The Saints restructured a quarterback to give him more guaranteed
Play
money
this
to
year.
kick the can down with an unknown injury outcome. You committed
those things
more
contradict.
money without knowing if he's going to be able to play or not based on an injury that you already knew about? Are you serious? That is gross incompetence. That I don't understand. That's like ordering fine china off of Timu or something. Like, what are we doing? What do you think?
Such a random example.
Why would you think? Hey, you know what? He's got a shoulder injury. We don't know if it's going to heal or not. It could be an issue. Let's go ahead and restructure him and commit 2 more years to this guy.
Didn't we just move his front load his contract though? We just moved his money up.
The timeline.
We made it hard to get a contract.
We did this contract after his injury.
Isn't it a smaller hit on the cap though?
Wow.
Next year.
No, it's smaller than this year.
Yeah.
It's a bigger hit next year.
That just seems so obviously idiotic. I'm wondering if we're missing something.
You're hoping to cut or trade him this year and having somebody.
This is from David Carr, though.
I'm wondering, but like, there has to be something missing because the Saints wouldn't. It doesn't seem like that's a good business plan to do that at all.
Yeah,
it seems like there's more information.
You think Gale runs a good business?
There just has to be something that we don't know or something. I don't know, man, because that just sounds crazy. Why would you? There are smarter
David-
people than me that run the finances in the Saints. I'll guarantee you.
I know, but that's David Carr. That's the Saints either blind optimism or willful ignorance that he'll be fine and it's not going to be a big deal. And my quarterback's got not only a broken wrist, broken throw wrist, but a jacked up shoulder. But I still want him to be here so badly because the Saints are so afraid to lose.
To lose
Or
what?
so
Like,
I don't-
lose? You're gonna lose.
They don't want to. They want to win as many games as possible every single year, right?
Right. That's what I was trying to talk
And
about with Rattler and starting Rattler. That any NFL team tries to win as many games as possible. There's no such thing as like blatant tanking.
My son's head is throwing me off right now. It looks so square because of
Yeah.
It's trying to blur it out.
what I do.
So though,
Yeah, but so who's going to
we
be
got
our
3 picks
quarterback?
left?
That's the question, man.
Rattler.
His name is Arch Manning. Next
I
year,
would love that, Matt. I would love for that to happen. I just don't think it's going to, unfortunately.
Teddy Two Gloves coming back. Mason.
No, you have to.
Teddy Two Ten.
Like we're
It
not
might be.
gonna.
It's going to be
Worse than
something
Rattler.
like that. It's going to be
It
something
has-
like
no.
I'll
that.
tell you this. I will
It
say
has to be
this.
Rattler.
Mr. Rattler is going to be the starting quarterback next year. Jake Hayner's not going to be the backup. They're
Oh,
going
no,
to sign
we-
another quarterback.
Yeah, Hayner's not
A
going to be there.
vet or something, or a
Yeah,
guy
Mike
who's been in the
Teddy.
league for
Well,
a
actually,
while.
no. Actually, if he's
A
if,
veteran
if
backup.
Rattler's there, Hayner will. No, they're not even going to do that. They're going to
They'll
say
go get like
why
a
at that
Gardner
point.
Minshew or something, or
Gardner Minshew starting.
he's starting.
Starting.
Not when they go get the Shador Sanders in a second.
That's dumb.
True.
Again, no, just stick with Hayner. Just stick with Rattler and Hayner.
Hater
Redskins went
and
know.
roll out Hater. In that
Also-
in that regard, just roll out Hater. Fuck it. If you're talking like that, then
No,
That's true.
Why don't
No.
we hire me? I'll go play quarterback.
No, because we know
And
Hayner's
for a lot cheaper. I'll do it
not
for
going to be
$100,000. I'm broke.
At least
Rattler can move.
At least Rattler, the jury's still out on Rattler. He can
Give him an
develop.
O-line,
He
see what
can-
happens.
Yeah, give him a healthy O-line, see what happens with him.
I
We
can
know
see him
Hayner's
being
not
better. I can see him being better next year for sure, and a better system with a better O line.
With this first round pick, he's going to score 6 touchdowns this year.
Exactly. That's how big of a difference that
big of a
number
difference.
9 is going to be.
If we can just
That's
have
why I'm just so
a healthy O-line.
I feel like a tight end could be. I don't know. I wanted Tyler Warren, man. Trey, I think you missed that.
Yeah, we're not going to go after a tight end though. Didn't we just
That's
re-sign
all about
Juwan
that.
Johnson and pay him?
Juwan Johnson's not a real tight end, man. He can't block.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he
He
is.
also
I'm
can't
I'm
play.
just saying we're
He's not
kind of
good.
committed to him monetarily speaking.
Just watch Tyler Warren, dude. He's going to be another Brock Bowers.
I'm
Not better.
I'm not disputing.
So Brock
They said the
Bowers
same thing.
was
They said
really
the
good.
same thing about Kyle Pitts too.
Yeah,
And
Kyle
he's
Pitts
just
was
kind of
like
been
one of the
mediocre.
he's been worse than
He's been
mediocre, I would
underwhelming.
say.
For sure.
Absolutely, he's one of the biggest busts you could say in a while, man.
And that's my favorite
But
part
that
about
was
the
kind of
draft
like an
is
anomaly. Yeah, you never really know, man.
anomaly.
Mason Taylor's still out there, dude. Trust me, Mason Taylor's not a
I
slouch.
would rather go get Mason Taylor than the guy from Pitt State.
Yeah,
Mason
I'm
Taylor's a
down with
freak.
getting Mason Taylor.
I have seen
he was
him
my favorite LSU player
live
in the past few years.
grab a ball like this with his fingertips
Yeah.
on the corner of a football. I would rather him as a tight end because he blocks really well too.
Well, Tyler
He's
Warren
also
blocks
a
very well
athlete,
too.
you know,
What?
he's a sneaky good athlete too.
God,
Yeah,
he's sneaky fast, sneaky fast.
dude, he was my favorite. He was one of
Are
my
y'all
favorite
watching
players
Stephen
in
Hawking do
college,
this
and I'm not
pick
even-
right now?
He's dead. But if there's one sports organization that can communicate with the dead, I would believe it to be the NFL.
They got the money to do it.
Yeah. The Eagles traded back? Okay.
They went,
The Eagles
they
and
went
Kansas
quarterback.
City's-
The Eagles are going after
Dude,
somebody.
5'11", 180. That dude is.
Where did the Eagles in the second round they traded?
It looks like
32nd
the
pick.
Eagles and the
Nah,
Chiefs.
and the Eagles are on the clock now. They traded
Yeah.
with Kansas City.
No,
Oh, they flip
Kansas City's
flop.
on. Kansas
Yeah,
City's
they
on the
flip
clock.
flop. No, they just
What?
flip flopped.
Oh yeah.
No, Kansas City's on the
Jeez.
clock.
It says Philly on my screen
Yeah,
right
Philly,
now.
yeah.
So my screen says Kansas City. However, the ESPN says
Are
Philly.
you watching the? You're watching?
I'm actually watching the draft. It still says
I'm-
Kansas City
Okay.
traded pick to Philly. So now there it
Well-
goes. It just switched.
Oh yeah, I was
Why?
watching the tracker on NFL.com.
Yeah.
That is a weird.
Dang.
I guess
One
Okay,
pick?
I don't know.
so Philly takes your Super Bowl. Now you give them your pick. Like, what's up? What's going on?
What? One
What kind
pick?
of king is now? I'm so confused.
And they traded their number 164 pick. What was that? Five round? You traded a fifth round to go up one spot?
Maybe they thought.
What?
Maybe there's a guy that they knew that Kansas City was going to get and that they wanted or something. Let's see who it is.
You think it's Mike Green from Marshall?
Yeah, if you trade up, why
Is
would
that
you be
next
on the
available
clock?
best?
You trade up specifically
available?
for somebody. They should already have the pick in.
So Mason, what is your plan with Derek Carr if you're the GM of the Saints right now, and you don't know if he's going to be able to play or not?
We got gap insurance on the car.
Ooh, ooh.
The plan
Run
is you
into
hope
a
you can get
lake,
him healthy and trade
Run
him.
it into a lake.
That's the answer.
I don't know what you can trade him for if he's going to take that cap.
Nah, I
You
don't think
ghost
anybody.
You don't
you
need
ghost ride
half the
that
cap
thing
helps you.
into a tree.
You're not gonna. You're not gonna
Half
get
the cap
anything
will help.
for it.
You just need somebody to
You
eat
park
the
him
money.
outside of a Chili's with the keys inside still. What you do? Leave the door open.
I don't know what you do, dude. Everybody's gonna hate him in the
We already
city.
do.
Everybody already does.
Everyone already does.
Yeah. So what? He's just gonna be standing on the sidelines with an arm brace the whole time.
Team.
I don't ever want to see him on the Saints sideline ever again.
He will be out there with an arm brace, smiling the
They
whole time,
slap him.
talking to the other quarterback. This is what's gonna happen.
This piece of shit won't even show for OTAs. You're the leader of the team. You make the most money on the team. You won't show for voluntary OTAs, injury or no injury. You're a bitch.
I guarantee
Like, just show-
and he'll still do press conferences. Probably he'll like act like he's trying to lead and be like a coach on the sidelines. And
It's down the list, but ducking the media makes you look like a little
I-
punk bitch too.
Yeah.
yeah, I think Derek Carr is like I think he's like
I'm
kind
sorry,
of
let
an
me
actor,
revise this
man.
before you get to your point. Before you
I
get to
think
your
he's
point.
fake. I think
Ducking
he's
the
fake.
media and releasing a shitty car review YouTube video of a Rolls Royce Spectra is a bitchy move. Don't duck the media and do the YouTube thing at the same time. That's just a double whammy of bad.
Yeah, that means
What
you
were you
have
gonna say?
time to do something.
Yeah.
Uh, nothing. I'm good. Oh, he's just fake. I just feel like he's all that niceness and like
Yeah.
you know the interviews that he's done. I just feel like they're not genuine. And he
It
was
does
trying
not
to
come
be-
across genuine at all.
Yeah, it seemed like he was trying to give the fans like a Drew Brees esque vibe or something, and because that's what he thought we wanted was like another Drew Brees. So he come over,
You dare
come
We-
across as like
we do
this.
want another Drew Brees.
Let's say we do. Just
Well, yeah, we
want
do. It's not
authentic
going to
one.
happen though. You know, yeah.
Is Derek going the Drew Brees route by tearing up his shoulder intentionally?
There we go. And now he's gonna be
He's
Drew
onto
Brees
it.
after.
There it is. There it is. It's like rookie of the year. It's,
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
you nailed it. That's it.
exactly what I thought about. That's what I thought about.
Unto thee.
Maybe fucking launching the ball, dude. Like launching it. We better get some good receivers out there.
Good thing we got
Jesus.
Shaheed. Shaheed will be healthy.
Yeah.
Listen, his right side is going to be very protected. Okay?
Shahid's got 3 knee injuries, man. I'm afraid about Shahid and his legs. He's had a lot of knee injuries since he's been in the league, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just one more injury. The dude has What was he? He like the second fastest dude in the league, if not the fastest. The dude he moves. He's just gliding for
He's a
touchdowns.
burner. He's a burner.
Hot take. Shaheed. One trick pony.
No.
That one trick is nice.
No. I've seen him run a lot of intermediate routes.
Yeah. He's not, but I mean, like,
and,
you can't even really.
I've seen him
do
squat
anything
in
about
zones and catch intermediate passes. He's got good hands, sneaky good hands. I've
Yeah,
seen
the
him
whole-
make some really good catches. He
the
almost
whole-
made that ridiculously good catch in
the back of the end zone.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
his toe was out of bounds. Like the
Mhm.
dude has sneaky good hands. He's not just speed for sure. I've seen him
Yeah,
run so
Shaheed's
many
another hot
good.
Shaheed's a
Uh-oh.
legit
You guys ready for
receiver.
What?
Another hot take. Ready for another hot take?
Yeah.
Chris Olave will play all 17 games next year.
That's a stupid.
That is a hot
I
take.
don't even know if you call it hot. That's just
That's hot,
stupid.
bro. Considering what we do
That's-
to him.
Yeah, that's definitely a cold take because we all know that's impossible.
That's hot though. That's hot. That's what makes it a hot take, Matt. It's not.
Okay.
If it's
Yeah, you're right.
Rashid
But I
Shaheed,
think it,
But
I think
but
it
only
goes
if there's a
beyond that.
chance.
That's
There's
bad.
not a chance
That's
of
a
that
bad
happening.
take. It's a bad take. There's a
Rashid
difference.
Shaheed is not even a top 10 fastest player in the league.
Now you're
Yeah, I
smoking
know.
crack.
He runs a
He's not.
4.3, and there are 14 other people that
Yeah,
are
there's
faster
a lot of
than him.
fast guys. You got
Dude.
Xavier Worthy,
Xavier
you
Worthy
got
ran a
Tyreek Hill.
4.21.
Now that is just a 40 time in the draft that you're looking at. There's
yeah, I'm
real time
just
looking at
football
40 time.
speed, and there's
He's
all
up there.
kinds of
Okay,
stuff.
so
yeah.
top speed, he was number 12.
I got you.
I looked
In
it
what
up.
speed
In,
reached
in
on the
miles
field?
per hour speed.
I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a
the
lot of
fastest-
factors behind that.
But
too,
he's
man. You know, like,
actually
different things.
but as far as
Oh, hey,
average
you
mile
guys-
per hour, he's second.
Do you guys hear that? There's a rumor that if Jalen Milroe is going to come back for another year at Alabama, all the skill players are going to leave.
No, I didn't hear that.
Really? Is he thinking about it? I thought he's like might get drafted soon.
No, so like Milroe declared for the draft,
Right.
but there's a rumor that came out of Alabama that if he would have decided to stay for one more year, the skill players
Oh,
for
I see what
Alabama
you're
would.
saying.
Yeah.
I thought you said like if Milroe decides right now that he wants to
That's
stay. No, you're good. That was me. That's funny though, because he can't get him the ball.
Jensen is our draft analyst, not interesting to you? Is our witty banter not amusing to
Not
you?
enough. It's
Myself?
not enough. We're losing fans.
Let that boy sleep.
Quick.
We're losing him. We're losing.
If I have the dad bitch about Derek Carr one more fucking time, I swear to God. I've never seen this guy throw a pass.
His
I heard
first
while-
words
while
are going
you
to
were-
be Derek Carr because
Yeah,
So
while
they
you were
gave up-
bitching, while
they
Trey
gave
was
up a
bitching about
fifth-round
Derek Carr,
pick
I heard Kane
for a
crying
linebacker.
downstairs, probably just getting his diaper changed, but more he might have overheard Trey bitching about Derek Carr.
Hear me?
What?
They gave up the
What?
5th-round pick for a linebacker.
who did?
That's weird.
That
Oh yeah, the swap
the
between
Chiefs don't even need a linebacker.
Who's
You mean the Eagles?
linebacker? Let's see.
Yeah. The Chiefs don't even need a linebacker. That was a waste.
The Eagles picked it though. The Eagles picked.
That's what I'm saying. But they traded
Yeah.
with the Chiefs.
Oh, I
The
see what
Chiefs
you're saying.
don't need a linebacker.
As if the Chiefs were going to get it and they
Yeah.
get him. And
The Chiefs need an edge rusher or a defensive tackle. They don't need any
dude,
no
I
linebacker.
really
was good.
like the linebacker on the Chiefs. That dude Bolton, the freaking dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an animal.
Dog.
But that's what I'm saying. They don't need a linebacker. That was
Right.
Why are you just giving up picks to give up
Weird.
picks?
we need a linebacker.
Somebody's
We need
jerking
everything.
somebody off.
This is Shadur's last shot. Does he go to Kansas City? Does a team trade up?
No shot. No shot. No shot. Dude, Shador Sanders is getting picked in the 6th round to the Texas Oilers.
I'm telling you, he's going 33 at Cleveland.
I you probably got a better shot at that. I bet he goes at 36 to the Browns, so they can pay him
He
less.
could do that too. They could do that too. Well, no, because you got the Giants right in between those picks, right?
The Giants are
You
not.
really
No,
think they're
they
going to
just
go
got
Oh
Jackson
no,
Dart
they just
and
got Jackson Dart. My bad. I forgot they got Jackson Dart. So yeah, it's gonna Browns are gonna get him at. You might as well do it at 36.
maybe they
Who's
don't
the
like him at
quarterback?
all, and maybe they don't. Maybe they don't
Who's
go
the
quarterback.
quarterback for the Jaguars?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Sunshine's still over there. You heard me?
Yeah, and they're gonna play him. They're not moving from him.
Oh,
That's their guy.
you want to talk about an all or nothing year? You got Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter. You better do something this year.
Looks like the Texans just traded up.
Yeah,
You hear
The
me?
Texans.
To the 34th pick.
Right.
ooh, they might. Who's
No,
their? What's
they got
their, oh
CJ
no, they got
Stroud.
Stroud. They got Stroud.
They got Stroud.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for a draft grade?
Ours?
Yeah, we got a B minus so far. I would go B plus. I'd go A minus. I don't.
I'd go A.
They just do the
I
first
love
round.
this pick, to be honest.
I'm gonna
I'm
go.
sorry.
I'm gonna go A minus. I'm gonna go A minus because no, I'm gonna go B plus. I'm gonna go B plus.
What is this? What am
I gotta
seeing?
look. I
Yeah, I'm gonna
gotta
go B
watch.
plus.
I gotta watch some film on this guy before I can talk about him.
This
man,
it
really, to be honest.
makes like his highlight reel is
It's
insane,
insane.
dude.
Mhm.
He is he won every award in college football last year. He's given up 5 sacks or something like that his entire career.
What's his name?
All 3 years he was.
King.
It
King.
is like the dude.
I
He
don't
won
even know
everything.
his name. I'm on a podcast
Kelvin-
right now, and I don't know the guy's name.
Kelvin
He-
West Banks Jr.
Yeah,
The West Bank
Thanks.
guy. We're trying to get the West Bank fans back.
Thanks. I'm torn between a B plus and an A minus, and my only reasoning with that is exactly what Mason said. Could you have gotten a tight end that can do both?
Yeah.
And
Because we got Juwan Johnson. Sorry, Jason, I didn't mean to take your
no, you're good, man. I was done.
cut you off.
You're fine.
Juwan Johnson's
I'm a guest.
he's a receiver. No, not a guess. He's a receiver, Juwan Johnson to me, man, and he makes some good plays, but I think you could have helped with the run game and maybe got an offensive lineman in the second round or something. I don't know. I
So
still think we need an O line for sure.
I think the only
As
counter to
long
that
as
is the
I'm
drop
watching
off
the
of
dude's
talent.
film right now.
The drop off
Oh,
of talent from who you got to who is just picked up. I mean, the drop off I think is pretty drastic.
Yeah, true.
Because how many offensive linemen have already been drafted?
Yeah,
6?
It's not
Really?
a good receiver class this year. It's not a good receiver class. The Saints obviously had a higher grade on Kelvin thanks to they did Tyler Warren, and justifiably so. When you go look this guy up and just do a cursory glance, there's just so many numbers he's accumulated, Mason, that make me go, okay, he's good. He's had 15 penalties or 14 penalties and like 15,000 snaps in
1,500.
college. Like it's 1,500. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Like that's elite stuff. It's like that's a true freshman year.
Two last year.
Not doing much.
He had 2 holding
Two
penalties
penalties
all
last year.
last year.
He gave up 2 sacks last year. But one of them was against Georgia.
yeah. It was actually one
Last year?
sack.
1 sack.
Against Georgia. It was Georgia.
Yep.
I'm
I mean,
watching this
He
film.
graded out his Pro Football Focus top offensive tackle last year in college football. He won every offensive lineman award that you could win. He was first. He was an first team All America with Little Campbell. Like, and football is an inside out game, and it always will be. The Eagles won the Super Bowl handily because of their line play. Their line
Thomas
destroyed the
Morstead.
Chiefs. Yeah, and Thomas Morstead also, who plays for the Giants. Still, who's he play for?
He's with the Eagles. He's their starting running back.
Some people are saying that this
Yeah.
guy might start left guard.
I
Banks?
don't love that.
Yeah,
No, he's playing
That's
I
left
what
would
some
tackle.
rather
people are
right
saying.
tackle.
Flag
Please,
played right
God.
tackle.
I would rather you shove Penning back in.
Penning's absolutely going to play guard, and we're just going to deal with it because you don't have guards right now. You have no guards,
Yeah.
and I really like the
That's
idea
why
of having
they're
two
thinking.
offensive tackles on rookie contracts. I like that a lot.
Who's going to play left guard?
They're saying this guy.
If it's not this guy, who's going to play left guard? Because you should have Fuaga left tackle, McCoy center, Penning right
Mhm.
guard, your new kid right tackle, right? So who's going to
Hanks
play
is
your
going
left guard?
to Flag's your right tackle.
Do I know?
Yeah,
You think
Fuaga
Fuaga's
moves
going
to
to be right?
right too. That's what he played.
Flaga's natural position's right tackle. Yeah, he played right tackle in college.
Got it.
Yeah, old boy out of
And he
Texas,
played
Banks is left
left
tackle.
tackle. Okay.
I'm hoping it's not Landon Young.
Well, then you're
I
going to
hope it's
have to.
I think
Maybe
you can
that's
find
why. Maybe that's why they're putting him at a guard because he doesn't have any veteran protection at guard. So maybe they keep Fuaga left tackle and they move him left guard for a little bit until he can kind of get some
All right.
games under him and then kick out.
So what they're saying is they're gonna put this guy at left guard this year because they declined Trevor Penning's
Yeah,
Fourth year, fifth year
contract
option
or
or something.
whatever. Yeah, fifth year
Fifth year
option. So pretty much they're gonna let him play his right tackle position and see what he's worth. If he sucks again, he's gone. No harm, no foul. And we put this guy at right tackle or left tackle, switch Pagua next year, so that's what that's what they're saying. I found this thing.
There's no way in
Yeah.
hell. No
So-
way in hell.
I guess
It
they
depends
just
on what
don't.
you do.
I guess they just don't want to put Penning inside. I guess.
I think Penning's just too inconsistent to play tackle. I think he showed a lot.
I agree.
We lost you, Trey. We lost you, Trey.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
no, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
I think
you can't trot him
I
out
think
there again at right tackle all year long. You just can't.
I know, right?
and just because you declined the fifth year option on
Contract
Penning
year.
doesn't
They're
mean you
saying
can't
hopefully he
season.
does better. It's his contract year. I don't know.
Yeah, just bench him though. I mean, we
I don't love
Best-
to do. I don't love to do.
Best case
so here's the-
scenario.
we already have a better
here's the
right
thing.
tackle.
A good right guard is going to get paid a lot less than a good right tackle. So if it comes to plays right guard, he plays well. You can keep him a little bit cheaper, or you just cut bait with him and let him go, man, and just keep drafting linemen.
Yeah, exactly. You already have a better right tackle. You move Fuaga over. You just drafted a left tackle. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You don't
I'd
let
almost
him
rather Penning go
play
left tackle or go left guard.
I'd be down to put him at guard just to see if
It
when you have
seems like it's
anything.
an easier.
We've already seen that he's failed as the right tackle.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need
All right,
any more
so-
evidence.
Have we ever played him
So-
at guard?
I don't think we've ever
Shador
played him
officially
inside.
draft.
Yeah, Shador didn't go. It was a tackle again to Kansas City.
How racist is the NFL?
It's the what?
How racist is the NFL?
Less
Shador
than
Sanders.
Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge.
So Shador didn't go first round, and his daddy's gonna be so mad.
Jason
I
just
wouldn't.
guaranteed last time he's going to be on this podcast.
I mean, I wouldn't have
I-
picked Shador in the
I
first
wouldn't have
round.
picked him. I don't think he's a second round talent. He's going
As
to
I've
go in the
said
second
all
round,
along, I wouldn't go after any quarterbacks this draft class. As I've said all along, I just wouldn't.
The
do it.
biggest Shadur's biggest issue outside of character stuff, like when you look at on the field stuff, he doesn't throw guys open. He doesn't throw with anticipation, and he's quick to bail out of the pocket. He's a very accurate passer, and he can put the ball in. He has great touch down the field, like
Who?
really good touch down the field.
no, sir.
Who?
Shador.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Go. All right. I want you to whenever tomorrow. We're gonna
Mhm.
go back and we're gonna rewatch the draft and we're gonna show you Shador's highlight film. Every single deep ball is thrown and the receiver's got to come back to it. Not a single
Oh, yeah.
ball. I'm not saying he doesn't have the arm talent. He doesn't have the touch. It's
Oh,
not
he doesn't?
there. Every ball's
Why
underthrown
did I hear everybody say he loved this? They love to touch the ball. My bad.
because Travis Hunter made him look good.
Press that, Trey. Did you do it?
Yeah.
What do y'all see? Is there anything different?
What?
What?
Okay. I
Trey's
thought I
still
could
there.
share my screen.
No, we just see you.
Okay.
No,
Hold on.
What are you trying to do?
probably pop up the Shador highlights.
No,
Hmm.
I was gonna put our our picks highlights.
Oh,
Oh, but y'all keep talking, man. I'm good.
hey, well, I was watching them earlier, dude. I really like our pick. I give our pick an A.
I'm gonna go lay Jensen down. Be back in a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm about to call it a night, boys.
Yeah, I got an interview
Go ahead.
tomorrow.
See?
We
Oh
go,
yeah,
Ryan.
man.
Yeah, with Lipsies.
Good times.
Awesome, brother.
We shall call it a night.
do a draft recap soon, for sure.
Absolutely.